Hey guys, welcome to Coffee and Kalashnikovs, March 15th, 2022. And sorry about the late notice, but I was actually debating whether or not to do it tonight. Just one of them weeks. But I couldn't let you guys down. My wife, even, you can thank Mrs. Rock because she got my tail in gear here and got me moving. Just been super busy at work and trying to get some projects done, both on the range and off the range. And most recently, we are getting our four wheelers together. So, got a side by side that is newer and really nice, but needs a little work. Needs a sensor, is bad, no big deal. But a friend of mine, a matter of fact, we've talked about him here, the Scrod Lip. Maybe you heard him in the last video I put out. He gave me a quad. I mean, gave it to me. It's not new or anything, but it's a 2006 Polaris Sportsman 500. And he's not very mechanical. It really needed very few things. A battery and it fired up. Runs great, everything, but the steering was a little messed up. So, of course, I dive into it and needs control arm bushings. They're moving like 3 inches back and forth. And then you dig into that and oh, well, I should probably put ball joints in. And well, the tie rod ends are good, but what's that noise? Oh, it needs all new U joints. And the rear brake master cylinder's fried. And it's not a big deal. It's not a ton of money, but um, it's a few $100, so I can't complain. I mean, God, if I spent 2 grand on it, I'm way ahead of the game. But I bet I'll end up spending 3, 4, 500 maybe. And my labor and we'll be all good. And we got another quad and it's got all the racks and everything. I could mount rifles or bows or anything on there and it'll be awesome. And then the side by side, of course, at where we shoot 3-gun, a lot of guys bring carts, but they also bring, they come down with trailers and they pull all these side by sides off and they got all their guns on racks. And I figured I got all the stuff. Why not be a big shot, man? I'll put all that stuff together and we'll have a good time. So, getting them ready for spring here. I didn't get it ready in time to plow snow this winter. I got a plow, but I didn't fix that until yesterday. Stuff like that. So, I've been busy with that and I wanted to get the drive shaft out tonight and it came out so easy. Either that or it's just my magnificent, fabulous mechanical abilities. That it came out. I watch videos and these guys are pounding. One guy said it took me 3 days. I did it about 3 minutes. But yeah, if something's in your way, take the 5 minutes to unbolt it and move it out of the way, hold it back with a bungee cord and went to town, wailed on the pin and got it up. Anyhow, enough of that. But so we got some cool quads coming. Maybe we'll do some stuff with them at the range or whatever, or on our property. Who knows? We'll see, but it might be cool. Been working the reloading bench quite a bit. I had some go, but I wasn't happy with them. I'd shot a few, wasn't happy. And I've been kicking around this idea of how to make this thing more accurate because I don't know that it's the rounds as much as the rifle, maybe, or something I'm doing in the reloading or whatever. But I just kind of wanted to boost my confidence. No, it's not me. I wanted to prove it wasn't me. So didn't do any video on it, but I got some targets here to show you. I took out the AR-10 308 Aero Precision, the E Pluribus Unum edition with the eagle laser etched in the side and all. If you guys haven't seen it, check out the video. It's just an incredible rifle. And it's weak in the optics department. It's got the cheapest Vortex money can buy. When I built the rifle, I was out of money at the end of it. And $159 on sale, I got the Vortex Split Fire or Spitfire 1x4 LPVO. And it broke the day I got it. But it's been holding up and hey, it's better than nothing. And we'll show you some groups we shot here. So I wanted to kind of take it out and shoot it with just the crappiest ammo I could find and see what I could do. And you'll be amazed when I show it to you here. But we also accumulated some advanced reloading equipment that I bet 80% of reloaders that begin to reload probably don't discover this stuff and or buy it and or use it until many years later in their reloading career. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I should have advanced to progressives long ago, progressive machines, but I did some upgrading in the measurement tool department, and we're going to go over those and show them to you. We found a cool product over the last couple of weeks that I've been using that I want to give you the product of the week, which is cool. We explored some of the local FFLs, big box stores, etc., so we can bring an update on ammo. Kind of a strange situation, a little bit. And we made some scores. So we're going to show you that. And then we're just going to turn it over to you guys, and we're going to have a good old time. I'm not going to take up a bunch of your time with my stuff. Who knows? I say that, and the intro's 20 minutes. Look, we're 6 minutes in already. And wow, I'm sorry about the late notice. Like I said, wasn't going to do it. And then last minute, I just can't let you guys down. So, and I have fun. I do. Once I get going, you got to get that second wind, get home from work and you want to collapse and you get going. But anyhow, here we are. So it's coffee and Kalashnikovs, right? We've got some good old Dunkin' Donuts coffee here tonight. Nothing special. My youngest daughter will be home from school soon, and with any luck, she'll bring me some of that Schul's coffee from Michigan that I tell you guys about, and we'll have a giveaway on that. Speaking of that, I am sure a certain gentleman got his pizza. I believe he had it and had pizza night. He loved it. And once again, I have to apologize to you guys that won the pin things for the AKs. I have them addressed. They're in the envelope. I have not mailed them. You can be mad at me, hate me, unsubscribe, whatever. I'm sorry. It's no excuses, no nothing. I just didn't get it done. But they will go out, I promise you, because Mrs. Rock said she'd handle it. She said, whatever I do, don't blame her. So I'm not blaming her. Anyhow, we got a little lighting here tonight, so I don't look like you can see my eyes. Yep, I'm a real person. Anyhow, let's go to the chat. I saw a bunch of you guys. You know what? Even with the late notice, I know you guys are looking forward to it because I'm sure you don't even pay attention to the notices. You just check in and see, oh, is he live yet? And that's really cool. You guys do that. That just tells me how much you guys appreciate this, and I appreciate you guys for that. You guys are amazing for this small little get together. We have a lot of fun, don't we? Guys, I don't care if you smoke, don't smoke, whatever. Buy yourself a Zippo, any kind of Zippo, whatever you want on it, the classic brass, the chrome, painted one, whatever. Get yourselves a Zippo. Why? They'll run off any type of fluid. You could put anything in there. You could put lighter fluid, you could put kerosene, you could put diesel, you could put lamp oil, just about anything. Don't put gasoline. That's not a good idea. But they always work. You can light them in a windstorm. And the thing that makes them windproof, for those of you guys that don't know or never smoked, if you smoked, I'm sure you've had one of these at some point. These holes here, they let enough air in to keep the fire going, but you can hear it. Watch. We'll get it going here. Can you hear that? Whoop, and I blew it out like an ass. That's the fire, it just keeps it going. And it's almost out of fluid right now is the problem. But anyhow, they're really cool. When you're out of stuff, you can fill them with just about anything and they will keep going. You can replace the wicks. You carry a couple extra flints in there. This thing will light no matter what, and it'll keep going. So they're great to have. If disposable lighters, when they're done, they're done. What if you can't get another one? This will keep going. Get yourself one. They're not a lot of money, and keep it handy where you can fill it and go. Anyhow, just one of those lifelong products I like, and I like to share with you guys. I love them. I lose them, I find them, I have them. I probably, if I searched all the entire place, I could probably find 4 or 5 of these things somewhere. But I always come across one and go back to using them. Anyhow, let's see who is in the chat here. Wow, look at this. Chase made it in first. Hey, Rock. That might be a first. Pretty damn close. Nah, he's been up there before. Who else? David Inglesby. He came in second. How are you tonight, sir? Joe, of course. Good to see you all. He says, AK Old School. Hello, Rock. Hello to you, man. Good. Thanks for showing up and checking it out. Tommy Guns. Hey, all. Chase Kelly says hi to Tommy. Tommy Guns. He didn't buy any guns this week because he's giving me money. I'm kidding you, man. Guys, if I give you crap, it's only because I like you. That's all. Because I get a kick out of you. And frankly, with Tommy, I'm jealous, man. He's got a collection that probably dwarfs, or not dwarfs. Yeah, dwarfs mine. I'm sure. He's got some beautiful stuff. And he's always getting something cool. So what's he say here? I want to help you get that HK so you used to buy the wife something nice. I will. I will take her out for lunch or something with that. I promise you. That'll be the one and only time I don't spend it on the channel. But in the long run, it is on the channel. And the good news is that HK, what's today's date? The 15th? I am ordering it the night of the 19th. So keep your fingers crossed that they have one left coming the night of the 19th. When some do re mi hits the bank, and it's on its way. I promise you, it's coming. So hopefully, if as long as they have one still, and I want to get the right brace for it too. I don't know what brace to get for it. We'll see. Got to get one before those are gone. They're moving the dates up, guys. Have you heard? And of course, they snuck in some gun control in that omnibus spending bill that included the Ukraine relief and all that under some women's lives matter or something. I don't know. It got snuck in there. They did it late. Went through the House, went through the Senate, bing, bang, boom, basically snuck it through under everybody's nose. And yeah, we got more gun control. Isn't that lovely? I'm not going to talk about it. Just make me upset. So I tell you guys what to do. You're big boys. You know what to do. You know what you have to do. If you're not doing it, shame on you. Write some letters. Write. You know what? Write. Forget the emails. Write a regular letter. Sit down. Take 10 minutes of your life and write a letter to a couple people and send it. Make some phone calls. Bug them. It's the only way. It does make a difference. It truly does. If they know you're not going to vote for them, it makes sense, and they get it. So thank you, Tommy, so much for the super chat. I appreciate it, guys. As usual, you can go to the bottom there, just below where you type in a comment. There's a little $sign down there. You can click on there and leave us a super chat. It's really the only way we get money anymore, because I'm not waiting to get you guys videos. I just put them out, monetized, my fans. That's what matters. I'm not here to make money. Be lovely if I could break even, but that's not going to happen. But I do get a lot of fun out of it, personal enjoyment. So there's that. That's worth something too. But man, I'll get into our and it's crazy. It's just reloading supplies. I don't even know if that's worth it anymore, other than I like doing it. It's my time to think and clear my head, and maybe think too much, but I don't know. If I'm in a bad mood, a good mood, or whatever, I can just go out there and concentrate on that, forget about everything else. And I don't know. It's just what I do. So it's the only thing I do when I need time. I don't know. Anyhow, MZ's here. 762. Love again. I love his handle. That's awesome. Joe, I sold shotgun to the neighbor kid. He's Filipino and about 7 feet tall. Holy Christ, that's a big Filipino kid. He moved to Idaho to get away from the cities and to be free, and I've seen him at gun shops. Cool. Just keep everything legit, guys. That's all. But good thing you bring other people into the fold. That's all. Who else? Orion's here. Tommy Guns, great tactics, Tommy. It is. It is a tactic, right? Uh, if you used a hammer to pound out a U joint in a truck, I'm suspect. No, 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 no. On a quad. So you've got a three-piece drive shaft, and there's two slip yokes, one at the front, one at the back. The one at the front is pinned into the shaft. So you got to drive that pin out for it to slide forward or for it to slide back on that slip yoke, so you can get the front out and then pull the whole thing out. It's a pain in the rear. And I knew they were bad because as you came to a stop, you heard the clunk, 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 clunk. Drove me nuts, and it was going to leave me stranded somewhere. So for a little bit, I got to take the C clips out afterwards, pound out the caps and whatever. It's a little bit different than a car, but the same at the same time. And get it all cleaned up and order up the U joints. Just a lot of money going out, man. We got that. I got that. I got the HK. I got a out of town wedding coming up. Just a bunch of stuff. So we are diving back into stuff we've covered before, but haven't covered in a long time. And get back into the 762 by 39 project because I proved out a bunch of stuff. So that's cool. I have not heard from Fred Pickering at Pickering Customs in weeks, guys. I've texted him and stuff. I don't know if he's just busy or he thinks I blew off the project or what. I mean, I've been working on this thing. It's just, I can't get it. I just can't. I'm still working at it. I'm not giving up. But I haven't heard from him. I hope he's okay. Him and his wife are great people. I can't say enough about him. If you're in Michigan, look up his shop. Awesome people. So make sure you do. His website's not set up like to do a lot of online stuff. So if you need something as regarding reloading custom rifle, okay. And he's and an awesome shooter, literally a straight shooter. Let's see here. So yeah, don't be suspect on my U-joint techniques here. They're just a little different on quads. If someone's got one and never worked on them, they know. Cat Lady Homestead 23 is here. Great to have you. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it. Let's see. Who else is stopped in? Whoa. Dixie Livin just popped in and wham. A super chat, $9.99. Forget who it is. Somebody always does $7.62 for 762. Be nice if it was 762.39, right? No, I'm just kidding, guys. But Dixie's here. That's cool. Awesome to have you here. Any bill, regulations, or rules that affect our Bill of Rights must be required to be a standalone bill. No more of this by. Yeah, if I were to pass two things, it would be term limits and get rid of these omnibus spending bills. All it is a way for criminals to keep doing what they do, right? If you could get those through, we'd be golden. That's what we need to do. Some minutes before, guys. Like I said, I wasn't going to do it, but oh well. Evening all. What oil do you use on the paint finish of your Arsenal Sam 7s? I don't put, well, I guess, I'm very liberal with lubricants. I use Ballistol a lot if I'm trying to just spray something down, but that'll build up too after a while. For my regular lube, I use Lucas gun oil. That stuff is amazing, guys. They make a grease too, which is great for AKs, especially in the summer. I wouldn't use it in the winter, but it flows even in the winter. It's not bad. It's a synthetic. It's really good stuff. But I buy the little squirt bottle of Lucas gun oil, and then I buy the big refill bottle for it, and I just keep. It's amazingly slippery, slick stuff. I've used it in Cerakoted ARs and the bolt carrier, the Cerakote, everything. I could have six, seven, 800, 1,000 rounds through a gun, and it looks like nothing ever went through it. I mean, it's crazy. It also protects real well. It doesn't. I never have a carbon issue. Don't put a lot of lube anywhere near gas systems, of course, but some gets there. And early on, not right by the gas port, but like on an AK further down the piston shaft, I'll put it down there, and or I'll wipe it on even the piston, wipe it off. After a few coats and run-ins and run-outs and cleanings, you just wipe it off. It all comes off. You don't even worry about carbon building up. The pistons look like they just came out of the factory. Really, really good stuff. So of course that'll, kind of seep whatever, and I'll wipe it in. Anything like that, I haven't had any problems with ballistol or that on those Sam 7 paint finishes. And what they're probably getting at here is that we all know those paint finishes are crap, right? And I don't know, I've had one peel super bad. It's completely gone from, let's say, the gas block forward. The others kind of hung around okay. I the heat cycle of it. I think it depends how many rounds I shoot right away, heat it up, how long it cools before the next ones, and the paint kind of heat cycles, and it either stays on or I burn it off, one of the two. But I've only had one that's really an issue. In fact, I'm looking at one right here that I took out. Are the triangle stock one, super lightweight rifle. And here's a funny thing: you mentioned the barrel's fine and everything, but it's got the AK-74 flash hider. I was cleaning that, and I cleaned it. It had some carbon in it, or some copper. I threw it in the ultrasonic, and yeah, no more paint. Um, it looks fine. It looks probably how it should be. I don't think those were ever painted really, but if they are, I can always throw a coat of paint on. It's not a big deal. Eventually, what I'm going to do is Cerakote all of my arsenals, except the Vepers. Those will stay, but all the Bulgarians will get Cerakoted because they just look so much better. And I don't think it's going to affect the value even 30 years from now if they're worth 3 or 4 times. I don't think anybody would knock a Cerakote job that duplicates what they put on and stays where it should and cleans up well. Um, don't use solvents on them. Don't even use hoppies on them if you can help it, because it does go away. That paint, and it's funny. I almost think like sometimes different batches or different prep or something affects them. Some are fine, and others just come off like like nothing. You wipe it with a silicone rag, and it's like, what the heck happened to my rifle? It's just weird. They don't care. It's a arsenal that builds military weapons that when those guns go into service and then they come back to an arsenal to be re-arsenaled, updated, whatever, they throw another coat of paint on them. They don't care. Militaries don't care about that. So they use the cheapest thing that'll protect it a little bit, and that's that. But speaking of Cerakote, we are ready to go on everything. Again, the oven is what I'm waiting on. I had one. I bought my daughter a new oven for her new house, and the old one they were going to keep for me, and they forgot and they hauled it away. But I've got another thing we're going to do. It's just, guys, there's so much hitting at once here, and I can start Cerakoting anytime. I've got to get some of these guns before they're gone. So that's where we're concentrating right now. I don't need any Cerakote at the moment, although it'd be nice to have that money flow coming in, but we'll see. We'll see. Breezy's here from El Tenda's channel. Guys, if you get a chance, check out his channel. He's got a lot of cool stuff. If you're into toy collecting too, holy cow. He's crazier with toys than I am with anything. I mean, it's amazing. One of the most amazing collections you'll ever see of kind of 80s, 90s stuff, mostly. I think, if I'm right, Breezy? Let's see. So yeah, that's what I use on the Sams. Just be careful with them. That's all. No solvent is the big thing. And frankly, you don't need solvent to clean up an AK. I use that on the bolt carrier, the bolt, whatever. But the inside of the gun, you know, If I'm cleaning the bore or something, I always have it pointed down in the vise or whatever holding mechanism I'm using, so it all drains out the front, not into the action, of course, because you don't want that solvent sitting in there. If you do get some on, wipe it off as quick as you can and get it oiled down, and you won't have any problems. Daniel Hikala, sorry, I can't stay leaving a like for the algorithm, though. Thank you. Appreciate it. No problem. Thanks for thinking of us and getting it in there. We appreciate it. Got delivery of initial reloading press and first die sets. Also, this weekend, going to sight in the ZPAP. I'm ashamed of you. You didn't get out and sight it in yet. My God. It looks like the mud is over at our local places we shoot. Had a beautiful day. Sunday, met the Scrodlip up at a local FFL and checked it out. And then we headed to the range together and spent the whole damn day. I was worn out after that day. So let's talk about that. So I wanted to kind of, I've just been like, why aren't this 7.62 by 39 project working? Why am I so off? Why can't I get a group? I'm grouping better with Tula than I am the stuff I'm loading. I'm not kidding, like by light years. Like I'm putting sub MOA groups down with Tula. Crazy at 100 yards, like nothing. I'll put a inch group, maybe an inch and a half, maybe 3/4. At will. And then I switch over to my stuff and I'm all over the friggin' place. I don't know. I don't know if it's what it is, but I was worn out with it. I thought it's got to be me, got to be my guns, got to be something. So I loaded up the AR-10 that day at the Scrodlip shoot a Springfield 1903, I believe, and built it into a custom bench rest gun. The barrel, I'm not kidding you, is that big around, 2 inches, maybe at least, solid stainless steel. He custom hogged out the wood and the stock on the standard 1903 stock and fit it in there. It's got an aperture sight, micro adjustable, all kinds of stuff. And he was big into reloading, and he left when he passed away. He left Scrod those rifles and a bunch of the reloads, and thank God he left notes on there with his recipes. So the reason we were going to the FFL was I had remembered a bunch of stuff. Another friend of mine, Big Jake, got me. He had went to a estate sale and bought just totes and totes and totes full of gun stuff. It was all reloading equipment, bullets, brass, you name it. It was in there. Scales, powder measures, presses, and there were other things that he got, but he's thinking, what do I do with all this stuff? I don't know. And then he thought of me. He invited me over. It was spread out on 6 of those huge white Lifetime tables, and it's spread out all around. He says, anything on there, anything you want, it's yours, all of it. Lip 2 of them, whatever, it's all yours. He gave it all to me. I have so much stuff, and it's a lot of stuff I don't reload, but one of them was 243 Roberts. And reading a little bit about it, I didn't know much about it. It was a very popular deer cartridge, and it could do pretty well on varmints too. And it was popular some years back. So the one gun that Paul has is a 30-06. The others is 240 or 257 Roberts. That's what it is. So in this batch of crap we got from the estate sale was just a ton of boxes of unfired brand new brass for it. And unlike today where it comes in bags, most companies, these were in boxes. And then I found a box of 257 Roberts loaded ammo in there, brand new, with a price tag on it from where they bought it. You'll never guess where they bought it. I never knew this company sold sporting goods, let alone firearm supplies and bullets. But a famous Chicago department store. And the tags on this box of rifle bullets it was either $5.99 or $6.99. Can you imagine? That's a $40 box of bullets today, guys. And it came from Marshall Fields. Can you imagine? I never knew they sold that. I mean, crazy. So he said, I'm not shooting these. You're keeping those. Those are collectible. I thought it was cool just because of the Marshall Fields thing. So anyhow, got a bunch of brass. I said, we're going to get you some bullets, and I'll supply the primers and powder for right now, but you'll buy that on the next round. And we went to get a set of dies. Well, didn't have any dies in that. And it's probably not that common a cartridge anymore. So he's going to order them and we're going to reload them up. And of course, I'm going to reload them some 30-06 for the other gun. With iron sights, guys, he did shoot 1 or 2 groups that were sub MOA at 100 with iron sights. And multiple groups under 2 inches, 1.5 inch. Pretty amazing. Good eyes that boy has. Let me tell you, I can't do it. But we brought the AR-10 out there. And I said, I had all these mags loaded up, some with M80 and others with Wolf steel case. I shot almost all Wolf steel case exclusively. And I'm going to show you one of the targets from there. Give me 1 second here, because I want to make sure I show you the right thing. It's this one. It's still on this board. If you guys are going to the range and you're looking for cheap way to hold your targets, go buy a Ace hardware store or something and get yourself one of these, a for rent sign or a for sale sign. They come with a wire base, like a yard sign. You stick it in and just staple your targets to it. They're cheap. If you blow them apart or they break, it doesn't matter. They're about $7.99 a piece. Anyways, I warmed up real quick and had to sight it back in. So this was like the first 5 here. And then I made an adjustment, and the next 5 were in here somewhere. And then I adjusted a couple clicks up, took 1 shot, put it there, and I was good. Then I went to here. Those are all 3 touching there. That measures out at 0.620 MOA. Shot the second group, which is right here. And that measures out to 0.797 MOA. Boom, boom, boom. Went here, shot that one. That was 1.222 MOA. And the fourth group was here, 0.894 MOA. And that is with Russian Wolf steel case out of our Aero Precision AR-10. Not too bad with cheap, shitty steel case ammo, you know, the kind that ruins your gun and stuff and doesn't shoot worth a damn. Yeah. And I've done that before. If you watch the AR-10 video, one of them, I did the same thing before. I was shocked. So I bought a bunch more of it and I keep having fun with it. And it's just, I don't know if it's dialed in for this gun or what, but man, the thing is incredible. That ammo just, it's the right thing for that gun, I guess. But we switched over to brass and did the same thing. Took it out to 200 yards. Let me see if this is the target from that. We shoot bigger silhouettes there. The pasters are on there, so you can't see. But I had 3. That one paster covered all 3 of them. And I tried to peel it off. Let's see, which one was it? I don't know, but one of them was one paster, you know, target paster covered all 3. That was with my brass rounds that I reloaded at 200. So it ain't me. I'm still capable of shooting sub-MOA groups at 200 yards at least. And like I said, with a sub-power optic, the cheapest Vortex 1x4 they make at 200, that dot takes up a lot. I'm just kind of lining up the crosshairs with the numbers going across the target and the numbers going up and down. That's the only way I can line it up because there's not enough magnification there for me to do anything else. And that's what we shot. So taint me. It's either the bullets or the AKs. I don't know. But then again, they shoot well with Tula, so it must be me, or it must be the loads rather. So we got to keep working at it. So that's where I thought, what else can I do? I mean, I'm good reloader. I'm accurate. I take my time. I know what I'm doing. I prep the brass properly, all that stuff. So I'm thinking, well, maybe these bullets are way too short and there's a long jump between where the bullet's seated and when it reaches the lands and grooves of the barrel, right? So I had been reading about these tools to measure all that, and they're made by Hornady, and I ended up getting them. So it's two sets of tools essentially, and I'll show you how they work here. So I want to get this right, the names here. So this first one is called an overall length gauge, and they make this one, which is a straight one, or they make a curved one. And I want to show you something here. Give me a second. So it doesn't come with this part. So I'm just going to show you. This is how it comes. And it's essentially an aluminum outer sleeve. It's got this plastic inner rod that goes all the way through. It's got a groove cut in it here. And what that's for is to later get your caliper in there to measure. And it's got this collar here that locks the collar to the outer tube, and then this brass thumb screw to adjust this, because what this does is pushes the bullet up into the lands once it's inserted in the chamber. So for whatever rifle you're working on, you need one of their, what do they call these? These are called modified cases. So for instance, this is a 223 Remington modified case. This is a 308 modified case, and all it is a regular old case sized to be 0.02 over the normal neck tension. So you can put one of your whatever type of bullet you're using in there, and it'll slide in and out fairly easy. The big difference is the base is drilled out and threaded. So that goes on here and threads on there like so. And you stick this into the chamber of your gun until it's fully seated snugly, nicely in there. You would have, I still think these should be a little tighter for whatever reason, but I'm afraid to crimp this down and ruin it. So what you do is whatever type of bullet you're using, you want to use that style of bullet because you're measuring something specific. So I don't know, for those of you that have reloaded, maybe you've noticed this, but a big measurement when you're reloading is the overall length of the cartridge, right? Not only to make sure it chambers or fits in the magazine, but there's specs on it, SAMI specs that tell you what the overall length should be. But there's some margin there. You want to adjust it so it's as close to those lands and grooves as possible when it's inserted in the chamber and chambered. If it's sitting further back, the thought process is the further away from the lands and grooves it is, the less accurate it'll be. You know, it's got a chance to do whatever before it catches those. So you want it right up on it, maybe barely touching, but I think just off. They talk about maybe 20 thousandths or so, but so I'd be making ammo, and then I'd take my caliper and I'd measure it. And although the press is set to come down only so far, the distance is static between the shell plate holder that holds the shell and how far that comes down. That never changes. Every stroke is the same because it's locked in. So I'm thinking, how the hell bullets, and they're different. They're off, not by much, but 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, whatever. How can they be off? I'm thinking, is my brass off, cocked, this, that? Is my press worn out? All these things. And I start reading, and the problem is with copper jacketed bullets, it's very hard to get the length of the bullet exactly the same every time. And while it probably matters somewhat, what really matters is where along this curved line here do the lands and grooves meet. Based on the shape, if let's say you had a big round tip, it would meet much closer to the tip, right? But since this is such a pointed bullet, it's going to meet further down here, right? Where it actually gets out to 30 caliber or so. And that is the point you have to measure from, because these can be off. The jacket can be off, but these aren't going to be off. So this tool allows you to measure each round exactly where it would meet the lands. And I'll show you how. So first of all, this tool is measuring how long you should load your bullet for a particular rifle. You're measuring that particular rifle's chamber and free bore and where that bullet will meet the lands. You want to get it as close to that as possible. And there can be a big difference rifle to rifle. That's why you buy one brand of ammo and they load it to whatever length at the factory and it shoots great out of your rifle. You buy another name brand of bullet and you think, oh, these are great bullets. They'll run great. You put them in your gun, they run like crap. You can't hit a barn from the inside, because of things like that. They're slightly different. So these are full metal jacket, 150 grain, Hornady, boat tail bullets with cantilure. So this is what I shoot out of that AR. So you put the bullet in there. I just dropped it in, but this, as you can see, will push it out. So you leave it down like that. You insert into the chamber until the cartridge is seated, and then really gently, and I try to do it up because the bullet can, if it was down like this, the bullet could fall out of there. But what I do is, once I get it seated in there, I really slowly push that bullet up like this until I just feel it hit the lands. Okay, at that point I stop. I set the set screw here, and now the bullet can't go any further in, right? Because it's set. So that's the optimal, hopefully, the optimal overall length of cartridge I should have for that particular rifle. And how we measure that is because of this groove. Now this attachment, I'm sorry, this red attachment is another part of it. I'll tell you what that's all about. This holds, I got to show you something else. I'm sorry. I should have explained this part when I was explaining the other, but we'll jump in real quick. I hope I haven't lost any of you. If I have, ask a couple questions and I'll go through it. So this set comes with like 14 different of these rings. They're all for different calibers. They're marked as such. I don't have my glasses, so I'm not going to read what this is. I'm just showing you for an example. So this red tube here clamps onto your caliper with this set screw. And then there's another small set screw here. You insert one of these for whatever caliber and then set the set screw. And now you're set to measure where that bullet hits on the ogive here. This is called the ogive right here. So the bullet goes in and this sits right on that ogive based on whatever caliber. So now you're getting a true measurement to that exact spot where it'll meet the lands and grooves every single time. You're not measuring from the tip here, which could be off because of the jacket. You're measuring right where it'll meet. So it's not really an overall length, but it's overall length to the ogive, okay? So this one right here is set up for 30 caliber. And I'll show you how we measure this. So I talked about that groove earlier. That's for this blade to fit into, your fixed blade. So you lower it into there to the back of the case. And then I'll show you like this. So you're to the back of the case, and then you slide the caliper forward with the bullet into the, and I should be on this side, I believe. How am I doing this? I'm way off. Ah, Jesus. Anyhow, let me do this where I can see, and then I'll show you the end result. So that is how it measures it. So from the absolute back of the case to where the ogive of that bullet meets this. And that is your perfect reading of where that bullet will meet the lands and grooves and supposedly the best for accuracy. Now, if you were to set it back from the um, lands and grooves, whatever that distance is, you set it back. Let's say you load them a couple thousand short or 20,000 short. That difference between the actual measurement to the lands and what you set it back is called the jump. How far that bullet's got to jump from the case in the chamber it's in to hitting the lands. That's what it's got to jump to. And you want to shorten that jump as much as you can within reason. I haven't researched that all that much. I just right now I wanted to get it as close as possible, and we'll try. It's again, it's something else you can experiment with. How far a jump? Maybe this rifle likes, I don't know, I'm just throwing numbers out there, 2000s. Maybe it likes 5000s. Maybe it likes whatever. Maybe it likes 10,000s. I don't know. But that is the true way to measure overall cartridge length. And guess what? When I measured multiple bullets this way, they all measure exactly the same. Yay. So I finally figured it out. I'm not nuts. My press isn't screwed up. I finally explained to myself, and I can't rest until I figure these things out. Like, I'm OCD. I'm like, what in the hell am I doing wrong? Well, I wasn't doing anything wrong. It was just the way I was measuring them was wrong. So all these years I've been doing that, and here's how to do it. Now, in reality, they may measure differently, but they're all the same. So you're building plinking ammo or even good top-notch ammo. They're all the same length when the press is set to what it's set at. It's just this gives you the actual measurement for the chamber. So it's kind of advanced stuff, but yet very simple tools to do it with. And it explains a lot, and you learn something else along the way. So now we can make rounds super, super accurate for a specific rifle and the way its chamber was bored and its barrel and everything else. Now, let's say that measurement was a super long way to those lands. I may make a bullet that is just short of meeting those lands. It's perfect. It's going to be awesome. And then I go to put it in a magazine and it's too long for the magazine. You go, oh crap, what do you do now? That's where it needs to be the most accurate, but it won't load in the mag. What good is it? In that case, you would then load it to the maximum that the magazine would hold is what I would do. So as long as you can make it is the best you're going to get, unless maybe you hand feed single rounds or something. That's another solution if you're bench resting and you're really going for super accuracy or something like that. But normally in an automatic magazine fed rifle, you would, if the bullets are at optimum length, too long for the magazine, just make them as long as possible to work well in that magazine, and it'll be that much better than if it was shorter. And that's it. So I've been messing with that, and hopefully that helps our 7.62x39 project a bunch. I have not measured out any of the chambers and the rifle and ling and all that, but we'll get to it. And I'm hoping I find some interesting results. I wonder how close they are, if they're different, because they're pressed in barrels and they're pressing them in based on headspace and whatnot. But it might be interesting. Maybe some of these things are way long, way off, and maybe I can take measurements on them and go, that makes sense. That gun's a lot more accurate than my other one, or whatever. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Something else to throw in there, or it's more mental masturbation, and I just complicated my life more. I don't know, but we'll see. But it can't help but make things more accurate. Now, of course, like everything, you get all this information. I did happen to watch a video the other day that said, stop paying attention to all that. It doesn't matter, from some top shooter. I don't know. Well, there's way more people saying it does matter than people saying it doesn't. So we're going to try it. We're going to use it. And I hope you learned something here. And if it's something you're interested in, those modified cases are about $7 a piece. I have to find, they didn't have one for 7.62x30. Then the kit that has, this kit is called, hold on, And they make, this is the full set that's got all 14 calibers. They make a smaller one with just some of the more popular sizes. This is called a lock and load bullet comparator complete insert set. So see, bullet comparator. It's comparing all bullets from the same place, meaning the ogive, where they would meet the rifling. This set comes with all of these and the little red barrel here that clamps on here to hold it. So this set was about, let me think, $39, I think, $29. And then the this rod, which is called a overall length gauge, this was like $59 altogether. With 2 cartridges, it was like $118 or something. So there you go, about $100, let's say, and you're good to go. If you got one modified case and those 2 sets of gauges, you're about $100. And of course, you use your regular old caliper. Doesn't matter, whatever you own will work. And you're there, something else to mess with. Now, while we were there, this was at a big local farm store, like a Fleet Farm or a Tractor Supply or something like that. It's got normally a pretty nice selection of reloading equipment, and reloading equipment got just as scarce as firearms or ammo during this whole big scare. And I'm not talking about components. I'm talking about reloading equipment, dies, presses, this, that. They just got some more presses in. They had 0 presses for 9 months, 10 months. They always had dies, but you couldn't find a 9mm die to save your life for a while. The 5.56 dies were gone, stuff like that. Like I told you, before all this scare hit, I got real smart real quick and said, I'm getting what I'll need because I may not get it. So at that point, I picked up 30-30 dies. I picked up 7.62x39 dies because I had never reloaded it. I shot Russian stuff. I picked up 38 dies. I picked up for my son's Mauser. I picked up those dies. What else did I get? The 30-30 was a good pickup. Those were hard to find, boy. Holy cow. Now I still can't find brass for them. I have not reloaded a 30-30 shell because I have no brass. I got bullets, but no brass. What else? If I think of some other dies that I picked up, I'll let you know, but can't think of them off the top of my head. And then, bullets have always been pretty much steady component supply. 9s were short. I was pretty much able to get 223, 5.56 bullets right along, and 308 and all that stuff, but I could not find AK bullets anywhere for the longest time, and powder's been completely gone at most places, and even I have had a hard time getting my hands on powder. But I watch the midnight 2 a.m. sales when it pops on, and I get some. I think I told you guys a couple weeks ago, I lucked into a steal. I got 5,000 small rifle primers for the price of 1,000. So 5,000 primers, $89 CCIs. It was a mistake the store made. I tried to correct them. They told me I was nuts. I said, okay, I tried. Thanks. I guess I am nuts. So 5,000 primers. I did manage to pick up a couple thousand small pistol primers, which are still non-existent. I've seen lots of small rifle primers. I've seen almost next to no pistol primers, large or small. I think I've seen large a couple times. Large rifle primers, not a lot either. I'm running very low on those. Brass, a lot of 7.62x39 brass around. I picked up all this stuff a couple months ago, and they still have some on the shelf. I could buy some more, and I probably should. But we picked up, what are these, 50-round bags. I probably picked up 500 rounds of this. Winchester 7.62x39. Brand new brass, and I've been working off the same 100 for quite a while. So the next time when I load up this week for the by 39 project, we're going with brand new brass, and I couldn't believe it. I found them online, some AK bullets. So here's what we got. And if Fred's watching, he's going to say, those are crap, because I remember him telling me, don't bother, they're crap. But I don't know. They look okay, and they're better than nothing. So Hornady SST 762 by 39. We'll show you what they look like. They have a polymer. I think maybe they were inconsistent is what he was saying, but I've used SSTs for 308 rounds for the AR, and they've shot very well. But here they are. They've got the red polymer tip and a cantilever. The cantilever is the little groove around it that the shell crimps in, or the casing crimps into, so they don't back themselves into the shell on recoil. They're flat based, closed on the back, and yeah, 123 grain. There's your standard AK bullet. Well, except for the polymer tip, right? And they're lead with copper casing, and I want to say these were about $30, 100, something like that. We got those, and then Fred had sent me the most accurate bullet we've used as far as our reloading goes, and those are these Nosslers black polymer tip Varmageddon. And there's an E-tip, which is a ballistic tip, and then there's the varmint tip. I think they're the same, though. I don't know. They're 123 grain. There's a different part number, though, so I don't know how they differ. I think expansion's a little different. These are 310 as well, and these shot exceptionally well. The best luck we've had with our by 39 project has been with these, and they're 123 grain. Again, just a flat base. Whoop. They're so polished. Nosler just makes such nice bullets. In my opinion, way nicer craftsmanship and finish than Hornady, but Hornady is much more available, but so polished and so perfect. They have the cantilever as well, the black polymer tip, and these things were just exceptionally accurate. The best bullets we've used so far. So I got 200 of these, 100 of the SST. So part of the thing is, I'm not this super accomplished precision shooter. I can't just take 5 rounds, make a group, and I'm there. I need a lot of rounds because I'm moving optics between rifles. So I got to sight them in, and you want to sight them in with stuff that's close. I can't sight it in with Tula because some of the stuff we were shooting was 150 grain. So by the time I sight the scope in, half the rounds that I have to test are gone. So now that I have, 300 decent bullets, we should be pretty good to go to do, get the rifle really sighted in with whatever optic I choose. I have enough bullets to keep on testing. And another thing, guys, check things out at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. That's when they put stuff up. So the powder that's proved best, well, I shouldn't say that. One of the best has been CFE Black, and that's made by Hodgdon, and it was developed for 300 blackout. But that being a medium case cartridge, it performs exceptionally well in 7.62 by 39, and good stuff. I not only got 1 pound, but I got 2 pounds and 3 pounds. So I've got primers, lots of bullets, lots of powder, lots of casings. We can let her rip on this project. And hopefully I develop stuff that's worth a damn. The other thing is, you tend to, if you don't have a procedure in place, you tend to almost lose track of where you're at in the testing. I write down everything as far as how it's loaded, range, and I shoot these, and then I don't write it down, and I forget, well, were those these, or were those the ones I loaded last week? Product of the week I came across, it's actually just paper, plain old paper. And what it is, though, it's called Right in the Rain. and I've been using that and tracking everything. Everything's just been going so much better since then. You got to keep track of everything, every little detail, so you remember. Because you forget what were these, the ones I put in this row, or this, or what were they here, and you never know if you're getting any closer. So you don't want to be off. You want to be right on the money and document everything so you know. And I started putting dates on everything, because sometimes I'll forget what we shot then, but I can reference it by the date I shot it. The video I shot on that date, I can go back to the video, see my feet per second, all of that stuff. So I've started writing down everything, and it's really helped. And I think it's going to move us forward a lot quicker. A lot of it was just my lack of experience with recording everything and knowing that you have to, have all this info, because you forget. You think you'll remember, but you don't. So, yeah. So you can see we've put a pretty significant investment just this week into this, with the measurement tools, bullets, powder, brass, everything else, keeping track of things. We upgraded the chronograph, got a better tripod for it, and I'm now using my target camera. I have a wireless, it's got its own Wi-Fi built in, and I put it downrange, adjust it to where it's pointed at the target. It feeds back to my cell phone or iPad, and I don't have to walk down to see my shots. I can look right there. It even catches the difference in the picture and will flash to the first shot, then a picture of where your second shot hit, a picture where your third shot hit, and goes all the way through it. It's really cool. I can record it. I can save it for every set of shells, and the velocity and everything. It's really cool. So got that up and running. We upgraded the software on that. Just put a lot of time, energy, effort, and money into this, and hopefully it pays off and we can show you guys some results. I've got some other targets here, and again, it's pre some of my better record keeping. And it's from trips I haven't done videos on because they just weren't successful, or I didn't think they were. But looking at this, here's some not too shabby AK groups. These were with Spear hot points. That's not too bad. 1,800 feet per second, 150 grain bullets. I'm going to guess about 1.5 inch MOA on the one. But if you take the one flyer out, it's almost 1 inch MOA. I've had better luck with slower bullets with this stuff. 1,800 feet per second is much more accurate than the stuff over 2,000 feet per second. I don't know why, but I got to come together where I've got the velocity and the accuracy. So we'll see. But I got a lot of data here, guys. I just haven't shown it to you because to me, it's been a failure. So while I did put some of it out there, there's many more trips and many more targets and many more things that I haven't shown you. And at this point, it's kind of out of sequence with what I have shown you. So I don't know that I'll ever do a video on it. Maybe I will just give you dates and say, here was before that, here was after, just another day of shooting, whatever. But it doesn't show a progression of things getting better is part of the problem. Anyhow, enough of that technical stuff. Now that I've fried your brain for an hour and 4 minutes here with all of this stuff, 90% of you probably don't even reload. But whether you reload or not, it's good knowledge to put up here. And at least when you talk about rounds or buy a factory round, you know what you're talking about, or how different things may affect it, or have at least a better idea of how it's done, and what makes things accurate. So that's cool. Let's see. So Chase got all his the basics for his reloading in, and he's going to start. That'll be cool. Keep us up on that. Tommy says, Rock, I heard end of the U-joint comment, but quads are a different animal. But like I always say, parts is parts, right? It is. They're essentially the same. There's just a pin that holds it to the output shaft. And the reason you drive it out is it's a slip joint. It slides back, and that gives you room then to get it out of there. That's the only difference, really. Daniel, cool chase, love by Zestav M70. I would love to test that gun more, but I need a better side mount. That one from Zestav isn't cutting the mustard. Don't bother with that mount, guys. Get yourself whatchamacallit? God, what's the name of it? RS Regulate. Don't bother with that mount by them. It's not good. It doesn't go far enough forward. If you're gonna run a red dot or a smaller unit, maybe, but if you're running a full size scope or something, it ain't gonna work for you. It puts the scope too far back. You can't get it far enough forward. So don't bother with it. Let's see. Joe loves the Lucas Extreme Duty stuff. The oil I was talking about. Yeah, it's good stuff. All their products, all those Lucas ones work out great. I should get a try to see if they'll sponsor the channel. I don't know. Good stuff. Saw a guy oiling the metal on his AR. He put a little oil on a makeup brush and it left a sheen with no buildup. I do it on all my guns now. Let me get this straight. Just make sure I got this. I hope you're not going to a store and letting someone see you buy it, but you're stealing your wife's makeup brush, and you're essentially a fluffer. Your fluffing fixer is a fluffer. He's a gun fluffer. That should be your new handle, gun fluffer. I'm gonna make the gun fluffer channel. That's hilarious, dude. I tend to like guns in their natural state. I don't like the sheen on them so much. I used to, and I guess there's a couple I still do, but it's usually more to cover something up than it is to make a nice gun look nicer. A nice gun has a perfect factory finish, and you don't need it, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just how the direction I've gone the last couple of years. I don't know. Nothing wrong with it. It's just, I get it. Some guys like them, and it protects them too. If you're in an area, I got a buddy that if you leave a gun at his house for 4 hours, down in his basement where his gun room is, your gun, I don't care how much oil is on it, is rusted to smithereens in a matter of hours. It's junk. You have to drench everything in oil and leave it dripping for it not to be. I've never seen anything like it. It's just horrible. I'd have to move. So if you live somewhere like that, high humidity, and you have to, no problem with it. Go be a fluffer. Let's see. Is surplus? We got a question from where'd it go? Damn it. It jumped on me, guys. I'm sorry. But I want to get this question. Is surplus Hugo M67 ammo corrosive? Yes, mildly. It's the primers that are corrosive. However, shoot it all you want. Just when you're done, clean the gun. That's all. Depending where you are and what your humidity is like, you may be able to leave it a day, 2 days, 3 days. If you have a little bit of humidity, you don't want to leave it. It can go real fast. You'd be amazed, but it's always enough to usually get home from the range, clean the gun, and be done. Don't shoot it and leave it. I have done it a couple of times, and I don't have a problem because I'm so dry. This house is super dry. I don't have an issue with it, but yeah, it's slightly corrosive, but don't worry about it. It's good, really good. Some of the best surplus ammo out there. I just use Lucas lithium grease on almost everything, AK wise. Just keep it sensible and don't gunk it up. Yeah, the thing with lithium, like or there's a lot of synthetic lithiums out there. You usually find it in two forms: spray on or in the tub, right? And you'll see them use it on cars, like door hinges, hood latches, things like that. It keeps dirt out, but it also attracts it. Too much of it will cake up on the outside and harden. Very light. Use it sparingly. If you put it on liberally, wipe some off, whatever. Um, it's really good stuff. It'll stay where you put it, unlike oil. Just be careful how much you use. That's all. It's good stuff for a lot of different things. It's good to have around. Let's see. Da, 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 da. I just want to read you. I watched one AK video last week and looked at the guy's channel. All cat videos and a random AK mixed in. Awesome. Thanks, Joe Rock. Some of us have a scheduled range time and it's a drive to get there. Yes, it is. I understand. Hey, there's times if I'm going to the range down in Illinois, it can be a 3-hour ride for me. It depends where I'm at. If I'm visiting the kids, no big deal. But if I'm at home, it can be a long ways. I usually plan it with a trip or business or something like that during the week. So, when I'm going week after week, I'll plan my whole schedule around it kind of. There's other places to go, but I get so much free time there and I like it there. And it's not too bad. So is what it is. I can shoot right out back, but sometimes for whatever reason, maybe it's hunting season, maybe there's deer around with babies, maybe there's bears around, maybe whatever. Maybe it's a holiday weekend and there's all kinds of people on the lake. It just depends. You don't want to annoy your neighbors either. So, and I've got really good neighbors up there. So, let's see. Sorry, guys, just reading your stuff here. Orient Fixer, it's not easy to beat the performance of Steelcase 762. You're talking about, it's great stuff. A true American just in time, girl. What set of dies are you looking for? 257 Roberts. Looking for. That Steelcase ammo is the best range. Turn target around and show group the paster covered. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Might take a little bit of doing here to figure out which one it is. Because then I shot AR. I shot 5.56 after it. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, that's the one I peeled off. So here's the paster right here. This was the group right here. 1, 2, 3. There's 2 shots right there and 1 there. And it's 1 inch. So that wasn't that. Oh, that's what I was going to get at. That group there, I finally got to really sight in and use that magnifier on my Go to War AR. And with the 5-power magnifier, the EOTech and the EOTech 5-power magnifier, I was popping off stuff like that. It was incredible. Really, with 75 grain ammo, that gun just, wow. I am way more impressed than I was, and that was at 200, keep in mind. I think I said that group was the 308, maybe? Yeah, it wasn't the 308, that particular group there. But the 308 was shooting MOA and slightly sub-MOA groups at 200, no problem. That rifle has just always shocked me. Even my buddy that went with, he shot it one other time, maybe half a year ago or so. And First time he'd ever shot an AR style rifle, and he was popping off groups like that. It's super, super accurate. It's got a Faxon barrel. If I don't have ballistic advantage, I have Faxons, and all my Faxon barrels are just excellent. It's got a Faxon brake on it, everything. It's just a great rifle. I really went all out on that thing, and it's been fabulous. That rifle is going to have no problem going out to 500, maybe 600, no problem. I'm sure further, I don't know that I'd be able to do much with it any further than that, but it's impressive. And that Go to War AR, now that I've got it sighted in there, it's just, now I'm really confident with that rifle. And yeah, I had to build myself up a little bit and now get back to this By 39 project and no excuses. So just got to figure out now what rifle it's going to be and go to it and really get this thing moving along. Anyhow, Joe said that's a nifty gadget. Yeah, I know. That's how I looked at it first, was a gadget. And once you understand it fully and you start getting measurements off it, it's really, it's going to be helpful. Rock, I will also be trying the Bellum. Oh, Bellum brass. Let's talk about that. Normally, I go to my range, the one you see in all the videos, and rarely, if ever, have I seen brass 7.62 by 39 laying on the ground. Lots of steel case, but even then, not a lot of AK shooters, right? The other day I show up and there's brand new once fired AK brass laying everywhere. Before I even pulled a rifle out of the car, man, I grabbed my coffee can and I went out there and I started picking it up. And a lot of it was, there was PPU, a lot of it. There was some Winchester and a ton of that Bellum. And it looks like really nice brass. I cleaned some up. It seems like it's just fine. I think I got, well, first of all, I made mental note that I came home with well over double the brass I took there. I think I got almost 100 pieces of 7.62 brass out of it. All once fired, brand new stuff. So that was a good find. I've never had that happen to me at any range. Have I come away with that much brass? But it just shows you there's other people now with the platform, or at least shooting that cartridge. And it was shot out of an automatic because I could see the ejector marks. I could tell it wasn't shot out of a bolt action. And there were a couple little dents in some of it too. So it must have been gassed pretty good. None of my AKs bend brass, except my Galil does, and what other rifles? Well, that's not 7.62. My Galil bends brass. My Tavor bends brass like crazy. And there's one other I can't remember. But anyhow, it was great to find all that brass laying on the ground. And a bunch was Bellum. So I'm going to load this up, see how it shoots. Let's see. So he's going to report back on us on that. Yeah, report back. It's supposedly pretty good stuff. Chase Kelly. Oh, and everyone, the pizza is awesome. Going to have the second one. She sent you 2 pizzas? Damn. She must have felt bad for being late. So she sent 2. But, or maybe I think that was the minimum you could send, maybe, now that I think about it. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I could go for one right now. I'm starving. And to the rest of you guys, we're getting your stuff out. I promise you. Beat me. I'm sorry. I didn't get it out on time. I haven't been doing my job. I've been seeing those Bellum Chase a lot. I haven't seen any of it as far as loaded ammo. What color's the box? I haven't seen any at any stores. So anyhow, I was telling you about the big box store. So let's get to our ammo report. Tons, and I mean tons and tons and tons and tons of 5.56 and 2.23 round, 150 round, 250 round, 420 round cases and cases and boxes and boxes and boxes of tons of it. 9, quite a bit. 40, lots. A little bit of 45. All of a sudden, the hunting rounds have dried up again. There was some 270, some 300, a few others, but 300 blackout. But prices have went up. They had 30-06 Garand ammo, not the PPU Garand 30-06. This was, shoot, was it an Osler? I don't know. $40 a box. There wasn't one 20-round box of 30-06 to be found for under $40 a box. To give you a reference, I was buying the PPU Garand 30-06 ammo. I just looked at it yesterday. $16.99 a box, and that was from a retailer that is not shy on their pricing. So I'm sure at the time I could have found it a buck or two less. So it's went from roughly $15 a box, $16 a box, to $40 a box at a place that's not gouging, not expensive. Probably the best places around for a retail purchase without having to go to an online bulk seller. Prices are going up, guys. It's nuts. Buy. That's my advice right now. Buy. It's going higher. Now with all this other crap, you won't find it cheaper than what you got on the shelves right now. So if you need it, spend the money and go get it, because you're going to go at least through the summer, maybe forever, without seeing it go down. So unfortunately, the last 5 years of awesome ammo prices, but I'm talking prior to the bullshit. Yeah, those days are over, unfortunately. You'll never see those again. I'm fully convinced now. I wasn't before, I am now. So if you need it, buy it. It ain't going down. Not at least till, I don't foresee it getting any better for at least till next year, maybe for longer. It's just going to get worse, I think. I don't think it's stable at all right now. It's a black and gold box on the vellum. I'll have to check it out. See if I haven't seen any. Black and green box, Joe says. There's Ingham too. Lots of it. Was shocked to see 32 ACP cheaper than 9. I'm going back tomorrow. As far as ammo goes, the only thing I've found that's held its price the same for the longest time, and I continue to buy, is Winchester M80 308. About $24 a box from retail stores. And, yeah, you can get it cheaper ordering in bulk, but I pick up a couple boxes every time I go. And I didn't even cut into hardly any of it because I was shooting all that Wolf steel case. If I can find more of that, I'm going to buy a bunch of that because that stuff is so damn accurate. Am I worried about steel cases ruining my guns, anything like that? No. Don't believe it. Don't ever believe it. Steel case ammo will not destroy your gun. I don't care if it's an AK, an AR, bolt action rifle. It's not wearing your guns, guys. Learn the facts. Don't listen to morons, okay? I'll say it one more time. I won't give you the long version. It's annealed. It's damn near as soft as brass. If it does affect your gun, you have a garbage. There's nothing in your gun. If your gun holds the pressure of firing it, it's not going to get hurt by steel case ammo. It's not. Will it wear your ejector faster? Insignificant difference. Okay. I've fired thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds of steel case through AKs, ARs, you name it, Scorpions, thousands of rounds through Scorpions. Not a damn thing. If you wear out the barrel, then replace the barrel by then. But the amount you saved is way greater. And contrary to popular belief, it's not crap ammo. It's not. It's very accurate. I've proved it time and time again. In some cases, more accurate than the average hand load. Okay. The 308, super accurate. Where it gets its bad name is guys use it, especially in ARs. Maybe I even had a issue with the AR-10. It wasn't busting primers. I bet all day, 5, 6 times it didn't pierce the primers on them. If you're firing it consistently all the time, go to a heavy duty hammer spring, and then it'll pop it. The Wolf and Tula have the hardest primers, and that's where it gets its bad name. Guys fire it and the damn shit won't go off. It's not the ammo; it's their hard military primers, guys. You need some oomph behind it. They'll pierce. I ran it through a second time, and pow, every time, no problem. That's where it gets its reputation. It's not that it's inaccurate ammo. That ammo fired through an accurate gun is extremely accurate. Extremely accurate. I've got the proof time and time again on video. Go watch any of the AR-10 videos. I was shocked too, guys, on 308. 7.62 I knew, but 308 I thought, my stuff's gonna be way better. Guys, it's very impressive in that 308. Don't be afraid to use it. It's not going to hurt your gun. Not at all. Don't believe it. They don't know what they're talking about. Anybody that says it's going to hurt your gun doesn't know what they're talking about. Take zero advice from them. Sold off one of my Wassers today, Alan Bishop. What, man? Just a regular old Wasser, a modern, fairly recent import. I still want to get a recent import. Mine's an older one. It's rough. I want to get a newer one just because you got to have a Wasser. I've said same about steel case ammo. Got in some good arguments with friends over it. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't. It's hilarious. Let's see. David Inglesby for steel 7.62. I prefer Golden Tiger, Max Tech, or Barnell. So I'm sitting here staring at 15,000 rounds of Golden Tiger, maybe 15, 16, 17,000 rounds of Golden Tiger, and more in the shop. All I buy to put away is Golden Tiger. Anything else gets shot. Yeah, I've got a lifetime supply of Golden Tiger. And that's by far in my opinion, one of the most accurate ones out there. I always, I kind of went with the flow on that with Tula was like my least favorite. Well, I showed you guys in a couple of videos that Tula and Wolf have the same head stamp, right? Same stuff, no difference. I even checked bullet weights, bullet types, powder loads, everything. They're identical. They come off the same line. Like Golden Tiger did when Century had a contract for Red Army Standard. Red Army Standard, for the longest time, was Golden Tiger. If it's got a purple ceiling stripe around it, it's Golden Tiger. Good ammo. It's the only one out there that I know of that is a boat tail bullet. And that's what makes it more accurate. Just nice stuff. Can't beat it. Let's see. Barnell's good ammo. I've only shot very little of it. It wasn't around. Never. I ran into it in Tennessee. I bought a bunch there. Then it started showing up here. I bought a little bit, but I don't buy that. I don't buy AK ammo retail. So I just never had the opportunity because where I order from, he's always got Golden Tiger. So I buy that. That's that. For years, I've been shooting steel case with no problem, Squeaky Cooler says. I shot steel out of my SKS for 30 plus years. And let's face it, all the Comblack rifles were all meant to shoot steel case. I mean, Yugo guns, Yugo has a lot of brass surplus, but they'll shoot either. And guys will say, well, the AKs were meant to shoot it, but ARs weren't. They're not meant to shoot that. You'll destroy your gun. Really? Well, let me show you 3 subs MOA ARs that'll eat up, that I'm not afraid to put anything through. Don't be afraid to use it, guys. Shoot it. If it shoots well through your gun, continue to shoot. If it doesn't, fine. Shoot whatever you want, but try it. you might just be able to shoot a whole lot more for a whole lot less. Well, at least for a little while. Maybe that argument even doesn't hold water anymore because it's going away, right? So sad, so sad, so sad. I wonder if the last is still going to come in now. I wonder if the imports are still coming. I don't think they shut them off yet, did they? Just oil, right? Or did they shut everything off? I quit paying attention to it. The war that goes nowhere. What a bunch of crap. A world superpower sitting on a road with a line of equipment 33 miles long, sitting there for 3 weeks. I have a mind's eye picture of I think it's like Top Gun. The movie Top Gun. I think all these Russian soldiers are off to the side of the road. There's multiple sand volleyball courts set up all along there, and they're all shirtless playing volleyball, waiting for the convoy to move. So they pass the day, playing volleyball shirtless on sand volleyball courts somewhere in the Ukraine or Belarusia. That's what I think they're doing right now. Not quite as tan. That's the only difference, I think, really. And they're probably not wearing Ray-Bans. They're wearing some squirrely fucking squirrely Russian glasses. Anyhow, yeah, that's how I picture it. But what superpower sits in a line for 3 weeks and nothing happens to them? Number one, they're not coming in and strafing them with jets. And number two, they're just sitting there not invading and getting it over with. None of this makes sense. I'll say it again like last week. None of it makes sense. Think about it, guys. Is that how you wage war? Is that how you invade a country? What's holding them back? What's the excuses? Oh, we need we need outside fighters, and our supply lines aren't. What do you mean your supply lines aren't keeping up? You're at your border. There is no supply line. It's your country. You're here, and 5 miles, you're there into their country. What supply line? All these antiquated weapons they were firing and all this other stuff. Maybe they're shot, guys. Maybe there's nothing left of the Russian army. Maybe there's nothing left. All their equipment when the Soviet Union fell apart either rotted away, rusted away, sold off, whatever. Maybe they don't have anything and don't have the money to replace it. I don't know. Or maybe it's something totally different. I can't help but have this sneaking suspicion that somehow the bad guys are going to turn out to be the good guys somewhere down the line. How do I put this? Let's say this one world currency, new world order, this, that is the agenda, what everybody's pushing for, right? The big reset, all of that. All these NATO countries, everything, the EU, all in on it, ready to go. Trudeau, France, all of this. Who's the one holdout? The guy that's holding out no matter what. He ain't going to be part of this crap. They're not going to tell him what to do. Who's the last guy? Right? Putin. Maybe he wants exactly what you and I want. We don't want this new crap, right? We want to get our government straightened out and back to the constitutional reality of what it should be. Maybe in a world where you learn the truth and media is not bought and paid for, maybe at the end of the day, he might just be the best friend you got on the whole block. I'm not saying right now, and I'm not condoning what he's doing to the Ukrainians. That makes me sick. I can't even believe it. I said, I can't believe we're not backing them up. I know it could lead to this, it could lead to that. At the end of the day, it ain't leading to that. But I just have this funny feeling in the pit of my stomach that we are looking at the wrong enemy. I think the enemy is much closer, and were being sold a bill of goods. It's not happening. Why are all these weeks they're sitting there, they're doing nothing? Yeah, now they're leveling stuff. And I just, it doesn't make sense the whole way it's going down. You guys that were in the military, would you have ever seen this happen this way? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. So many things. So many things. Just doesn't seem right. Knife of the week. You want a knife of the week? Uno momento, sir. Let me dig through the pile over here. Hold on. I'll be off camera for 1 second. Oh, I told you we'd show you something very pretty. We have pretty. No, it's not Russian. That's a bad Russian. That's a big boy. This is made by a company called Silver Stag. I've got, I don't know, maybe 3 of these. This is the biggest of them. It's real antler and really nice sheaths, hand oiled, nice stiff sheaths. This was added as like a tie down. It had a hole for it, but it wasn't added. It just, my father-in-law one night used cat gut. If any of you guys know what cat gut is, to kind of make a sliding knot to hold it in there. But it really doesn't need it. The sheath is well fit and holds it extremely well. And I'm just showing it here so you guys can see. When you get these knives, there's still like moss and different stuff in them sometimes. You can pick it out of all the little nooks and crannies. Some of it is polishing compound, but here, we'll show you. Look at this Bowie, huh? Is that beautiful or what? Pretty snazzy, huh? Silver Stag, made in the USA, nickel-plated bolster here. It's shaped really well. They do a nice job of picking antlers and the flats on them. This is very flat on this side here, where you get a really nice grip on it. And this is just a big old friggin' Bowie, right? The base is polished really well, all natural horn, and you can sit in front of the TV and do this, and it just gets shinier and smoother, and you'd swear it's glass here. I mean, it's just glass. Really nice blade design on this. Simple, classic, not all that sharp from the factory, but and just a beautiful knife. I have a smaller one that's normal hunting size, let's say, and I actually drilled a hole straight in, and I set an old 50-cent piece from the 1800s in there. I think it's 50-cent piece, I forget. But I domed it. I domed the coin, and then soldered a nail, basically like half a nail on it, and then drilled it where it was tight, where you really had to push it, and epoxied it in. So the whole head here is that silver coin now. I don't know if that knife is here. If it's not, I'll show you next week. But that knife is just gorgeous. I may do that to this one because they're so pretty. But solid, full tang. Just a nice knife. Just beautiful. I don't know what else to say about it. See if I can show you up close the colorations in it and everything. And it's the real deal. It's not phony. It's not cast. It's all real antler. And Cabela's sells these. They picked them up. I had them before Cabela's. They're just very nice knives. They're not crazy money, but they're not cheap. The sheath is just really plastic. Almost looks like a gun holster, doesn't it? That's why I like it. It's very well fit. When you plug it in, there's pressure. It just holds it nice. It ain't going anywhere. Look how pretty that would look on your leg, right? Just super nice. And the cool thing about it, you can wear it on your belt normally, like through here, or you can strap it in the middle of your back sideways like that. And, draw it out from behind you, which is really cool. On a knife this size, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, there it is. Looks like a holster for a single action or something, right? An old bunt line with the long barrel. But there's your knife of the week, guys. Many more to come. Many hundreds more to come. I haven't bought a knife in eons because I went berserk with it back in the day. And my father-in-law gave me his collection. He'd buy stuff and just bring it over and give it to me as a gift. He just loved knives, but he would constantly trade it and bought and sold and gave away. And it was just his thing. He liked the newness of them. And once that wore off, it was on to something else. So I have an unlimited supply of cool knives. What is this one? I'll throw another one in here. This is cheap knife. Got this in Georgia. I know at a Bass Pro Shop in Macon, Georgia. And it's a Smith Wesson. I consider it like a boot knife. It's got the clip on here and a real nice just thumb or finger snap. You push it off, and it doesn't come like this because some states they're illegal. It's only sharpened on one side normally, but it's now sharpened on both sides. As you can see, I did it. It matches perfectly, the angles and everything. You can see where the powder coat wears off from sharpening. They're identical, both edges. If you can see in the light here, took a long time to get that done and done right, but it's a Smith & Wesson boot knife, nice solid guard. This is like, what do they call it? Kraton or something. But a full tang all the way through. You can see brass bolstering in here inside the hole for a lanyard. I like how the guard is swept up like that. The one thing I miss about it being sharpened like this is I don't have a thumb rest, which this knife is utilitarian enough in its original configuration that it's kind of nice to be able to manipulate it like that. Now you can't unless you want to slice your finger open. It's called a Smith & Wesson HRT. It is held up fantastically well. It was an everyday carry for a long time. It's just a good size. It's a good utilitarian knife and a great fighting knife. It's a great self-defense knife. If you had to go to this, you're looking at something with a little more reach and a little more blade length. And in this format can really do some damage and do it quick. So nice, inexpensive knife. I'm not one of these guys all into the metallurgy and all that stuff, but I assume it'll hold its own pretty damn well. It's held up well and interesting. I like the shape. I like boot knives. I like carrying them like that with the clips, and I really like how fast this snap is. Again, it's like a holster, right? If you need to get to something, you need to get to it quick. It's really secure when it's in there. You couldn't get that out, but yet it's that fast. I just watched me do it on screen. There's such a delay. That draw was way faster than what it looked like on there. That's funny. But a nice little package, 8 inches maybe, all total. Just a nice package. Again, if you're looking for something inexpensive, super nice, and it's, the sheath is pressed to the shape of the knife and everything. It's stitched really well. Um, you can put it in so many places with this clip and all. Um, just nice, handy knife. So there we go from a pretty display cabinet sort of knife, although that knife can function extremely well as a camp knife, that silver stag, uh, or a fighting knife for that matter. But more a camp knife is how I look at that, and a collectible. To this that is extremely useful, and if you bang it up or something happens, you're right. Lot to be said. There's some good stuff out there. I don't get caught up in all the crazy metallurgy and all of that. Oh, well, this, and what if this happens, and what if that happens, and oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, okay, if it's end of days, end of rule of law, all of that stuff, maybe. Yeah, I got enough of those good ones too. But you know, there's a lot to be said for just everyday solid knives that aren't going to break the bank. Any thoughts on Kci Mags? Don't care for them. To me, they feel thin. I've had a lot that worked just fine. I've had a couple that had issues, but I don't. Why buy them when there's so many other choices out there? It'd probably be one of my, well, not my last, second to last choice, right next to Pro Mag. And I know some guys there's Pro Mags that work well in certain platforms, but if it had to be like an SKS mag or an AK mag, or a lot of other Pro Mags, I wouldn't do them. That'd be my last choice. But they do make some decent pistol mags, and there's at least, I think, one drum that works well in some of the shotguns. But it'd be my second to last choice. Yeah, they're cheap, but there's a lot of better stuff out there. There's so much out there that you can do instead of that. So I wouldn't make it your main go-to mag. Great as range mags, maybe. Crocodile Dundee would be proud of that. Well, that's a knife. Or however, I can't do an Australian accent, but yeah, certainly. Yes, he would. Texas toothpick, right? Yeah. Yeah, I get some. Yep. Works well. Let's see. We're shooting some PMC X-Tac 55 grain today. Good. That is good ammo. It's expensive. I don't think I've ever shot any of it. I've never bought it because it was expensive. I don't tend to. It's like Hornady Black. What are they charging so much more for? Yeah, okay, personal defense ammo. I get it, but that's more of a, to me, pistol stuff, hollow points, stuff like that. I don't know. Stuff the Army uses works just great. I get it. Maybe it doesn't won't hit somebody 3 houses down. I don't know. If you were gonna test it, sight your gun in, and have a mag or two loaded for around the house, great. But I do so much testing and all that stuff that to buy that stuff is not cost effective for me. And where I live, I'm not worried about hitting a neighbor. I couldn't hit a neighbor if I tried from here, but so I don't have those situations like others do. So it doesn't make sense to me, but I'm sure it's good ammo. I'm sure it's top notch for that manufacturer, I have the same boots knife. Good stuff. Yeah. Cool, isn't it? PMC is very, right now I've shot a bunch of other PMC stuff, just never the X-Tac. PMC is actually, it's Korean. And it's good ammo. No problem there. So what else did we do? We got the AR-10, shot the heck out of that. It ran great. That gun has a extra heavy buffer that's like 10 and a half or 11 ounces. I know, crazy. We run it with that longer buffer tube. It's not a carbine buffer and it's not a rifle buffer. It's in between. It's that M5 buffer. Vlader came up with it originally. I've got a video on that. Watch it if you want a whole description of how that works and what it is. Run it with the UBR stock. Magpul UBR is made for that. You can run it with other buffers, but it's made to run with that M5 buffer. Super heavy buffer, very stiff rifle length spring. It's super soft shooting, plus an adjustable gas block, which I really didn't need, but I can adjust that thing so far down where the brass is just poof, poof, and the gun's just, I mean, so nice. Softest shooting AR-10 you'll find anywhere. If you want to know more about it, watch the videos on the build of that, and I explain a lot more about it. That gun comes after hordes and hordes and hordes of research on AR-10 setups, and it paid off because I hit the nail on the head with that gun. It's unbelievably accurate, unbelievably soft shooting, extremely reliable. The only stoppages I've had is with Wolf steel case, with the primers being too hard because I run a target trigger with from fire to reset back to fire again is maybe 1/8 of an inch total. I mean, it's that's the movement of the trigger at 2 pounds. It's crazy. The gun's phenomenal. I can't say enough about it. And I don't know why I hadn't shot it in so long. It's so much fun to shoot. It's very heavy. Just is. I mean, it's not an AR-15, boys and girls, but just great gun. If I was to build another one, I would build it identical. I don't know why I'd build another one. Shorter one, maybe. And maybe I'd try to go to a lighter barrel profile, but I don't know if it would turn out as nice. I don't know. With cats, Kci Mags suck. Why buy them when good steel can be found for 10 to 20 bucks? Kind of my point, but you don't have to be so mean. Jesus, no. Yeah, there's good stuff out there, guys. If you're going to do those mags, why not buy Eastern European stuff? Why not buy Romanian mags for 13 bucks, 20 bucks? Now I know the price has gone up on them, but yeah, and I get it. Those are brand new, but wasn't all that. If you look, you can get really, really excellent condition to unissued Romanian mags for very close to those prices. So are Zinetco parts all worth their weight in gold now? I don't know, but if you're talking about performance-wise and ease of use and do they make the gun better and all, I've got a couple guns completely tricked out with everything Zinetco makes, and it's heavy, extremely heavy. It kind of takes a nice gun and makes it a boat anchor. It ain't all what it's cracked up to be. There's this big mystique about Zinetco, and it's just, I don't know. It's all right. I'm not going to knock it. The handguards, at least the ones I have on some of the stuff, if you look at my videos, they're super heavy. The stocks I like the stock. I like the adjustability of it. In my opinion, the cheek piece is backwards and you can't really run it the other way. You can, but it's not right. It puts your face too far the other way. They will get a little wobble to them after a while. You can replace some parts on them to adjust for that. You know what? I'll bet you go to Russia, and I'll bet a lot of people consider Zenitko like the Tapco of USA. I don't know. I have that sneaking suspicion, maybe. I don't know. Maybe a Magpul. But I like to think it's funny that we pay all this crazy money for it. And I did it too. I did it too, guys. I get it. It's cool, right? Got to do it at least once. And then later, after you've had it for a long time and you got 82 bazillion different setups and AKs, you go, God, that was kind of stupid. But um, it's cool. I got my alpha clone and, that kind of thing. But are they worth their weight? You mean with the war going on and all? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But then again, they were always worth a lot of money, right? Guys pay way too much for that stuff. In my opinion, it's not the be all end all. There's a lot better stuff out there. I was just saying relative to the trade restrictions. Yeah. I'm sure it is. I'm sure they'll figure out a way to jack it up. And I questioned that earlier. I don't know what the trade restrictions are other than the oil thing. I don't know if they've stopped other stuff too completely or what. But yeah, I'm sure they've gone up quite a bit because there's that, whether it's real or not, there's a perceived shortage, right, or whatever. Frontier 55 grain full metal jacket and stuff too. I heard a lot of guys complaining about that stuff maybe a year ago or right after. Time flies now, guys. It's probably been out, what, 2 years, 3 years? I don't know. But a lot of guys were complaining about it. And I bought some because it was on the shelf cheap, and I've never had a problem with it. It's run great. They say their advertisement, Frontier military spec, yada yada yada. I'm sure it's just another friggin' loaded at whatchamacallit, the arsenal. Um, can't think of it right now, but I'm sure it's like everything else, just boxed. There's another box. That's all. Another line to give them. Let's see. I'm down to 8 AKs now. Well, congratulations. I see you've got a handle on your problem. The first step to solving it is admitting you have one. So way to go, Alan. Way to go. Way to screw things up, buddy. You need to buy more. That's the problem. The problem you have is not having enough. How much were you at? How many were you at? 16, 10, 12? When you hit 20, you've solved your problem for the most part. I think 20 is a solid number. At 20, you've got just about every country variant handled, maybe, or at least a decent representation thereof. I got to figure that out one day. I got to figure out how many I have. I don't even know. At some point, to lose count, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I should look at that. And then I should figure out if you were to have a good representation of every major variant per country, how many there would be. I'm pretty close to it. I got just about everything covered. If I don't have one, it's because I really dislike it for some reason, or it seems redundant, maybe. Even now, so a lot of stuff seems redundant. I don't know. But I like having it. I like comparing, contrasting, shooting them back to back, just studying them, whatever. It's always fun. Looking at an LMT 7.62. Good gun. Nice stuff. They make really nice stuff. Potato Joe is afraid Putin will ban the export of Russian dressing. Better stock up. Enoch's laughing at that one. There's a few AKs I like to get. I wish Zastava would import a new version of the M72. Yeah, I still need at least two SGLs and a few kit guns too. What else? You know what I really need is a Romanian PSL. I don't know why. I lost that Tiger to just a shitty ass unscrupulous FFL. Let's just say that. I had it bought, done, and they sold it out from under me. They didn't really know what they had, and I had it legit, and they sold it out from under me. So the Tiger would have taken its place, and now I've just been kind of mad, and I haven't gotten one, and mad at myself for not buying them when they were spit and nobody wanted them, and I didn't want them then either. But got to get one. I'd like one more RPK. I'll probably get my hands on an Arsenal RPK. So PSL, RPK, like to have a Tiger if I found another deal on one. I got to get a Zastava pistol at some point, but the last batch I looked at were absolute crap. I couldn't believe it. I love Zastava and I love everything they make, but these things were sad. They were just sad. The little rifle to go with the pistol. VZ58 I still need. I missed the boat on that too, like an idiot, but I was buying other stuff at the time that was in shorter demand, and it worked out better anyways, but I'll get a VZ58. I just want one of the latest batches from what is it? Czech, USA, whatever it is, with the beaver bark and all. What else? What else? What else? Probably get my hands on a regular Draco, not the mini. I have the mini, maybe a micro, but I hate that gun. I really do. Wouldn't mind having the regular Draco. What else? What else? That's for sure on the list because that completes everything. I have everything Bulgarian then that they make, period. Pretty much. What else? What else? What else? I don't care about Modis, so don't want. Oh, Polish guns. I need a couple Polish guns. I have 0, so got to get my hands on some of those. I want a barrel for sure. There's stuff I just didn't care for much, and now they're just I need place fillers, just to complete it. It's not that I'm all that hot on them, or I'd have them already, but just now I need to fill them. So, what else? What else? What else? Chinese guns I don't care for. I have all of Chinese guns. I have the unicorn of Chinese guns. So that kind of scratched that itch right off the bat, and I never cared much for it anyway. I love the gun, the look, the rarity, the value, the coolness of it, but shooting it, I think they're far from the best AKs out there. Don't care for them much. Don't care for the looks, don't care for the wood, don't care for even the milled guns. I don't know. They don't do much for me. I made by a whatchamacallit, the milled Chinese, what do you call it? The Holy Grail, so many people think it is, but I made just to have one in the collection. Trying to think what else. You guys think of anything else I should add besides those? I don't know. Yeah, I remember when PSLs were less than $800 even. You could find them once in a while for $695. Well, $795 usually. I know. I could have bought tons of them. I had them offered to me, and just I don't know why I never got one. I got tons of ammo sitting for the thing too, crates of it, that I bought for the Mosin Nagants. God. Oh God, guys, I got to do a Mosin video, huh? What'd you guys think of the shotgun video, huh? What'd you think of the it's sitting right over there. Losing my mind. Too many guns, too little time. My 590 video, the retrograde, Mossberg. Disappointing, to say the least. I read about the problem, and then it has the problem. That's terrible. Hungarian, yeah, God, those were around everywhere too, and just boring, Hungarian underfolders. I don't want a whatchamacallit, a FEG, FEG. Um, those to me are weird guns. I don't know. Yeah, my Mossberg 590. Not the A1, it's just a 590. Same identical gun, just polymer trigger guard and trigger and polymer safety, and it doesn't have the heavy barrel, which is kind of a crappy thing too, because it was always the 500 had the polymer, the 590s had the steel. At least that's how they made it seem. So when I got this, I was fully expecting it to have everything pretty much the A1 had, other than the ghost ring sights and whatever stock configuration. But the retrograde I figured would have that because it was a 590, not a 500. Well, I don't know if that's a recent change, but this retrograde has the plastic trigger guard trigger, the plastic safety, and the normal barrel, um, which yeah, that upset me to begin with. Secondly, it doesn't want to kick around out onto the lifter all the time when you cycle the gun. They get stuck in the tube. There's two little bars, and the one is a little too long, doesn't let it cycle. Other guys have had them too short, and they cycle the gun, and as they're ready to shoot, all the shells are dumping out of the tube right out the bottom of the gun. Um, it never even occurred to me to research or worry about one of these shotguns, because hey, it's what the Army and Marines use. They're the best, be all end all. They run everything 7 bazillion rounds in testing, and not a screw up. Yeah, read a little, guys. There, when you get into the forums and just search 590 problems, there's not one, two, 20. There's thousands of guys. Oh, me too. Mine does that too. How'd you fix that? Mine's doing the same thing. Mine does that. Oh, yeah, I still haven't fixed it. Put it in a safe and forgot about it. How they avoided all that bad publicity, I don't know. Because, guys, I'm in this every day with professionals, FFLs, owners, industry people, this, that, the other. You guys, I've never once heard about a bad 590. Not once. Not even a rumor. I've been an 870 guy. At this point, the new 870s, they say, well, they ain't what they used to be, and I'm sure they're not. They certainly don't make a wingmaster anymore, like 70s, 80s wingmasters, and older. But I'll be willing to bet that new 870 is a better gun than that 590. Maybe I should get one just to do a shootout between the two. Because this thing, it just ain't there. It just ain't the fit, the finish, everything about it. When you take it down, put it back together, the way the bolt comes in and everything else, the way those two levers sit in there, the way the trigger group locks in, it's loose, there's play. It ain't what it's cracked up to be, let me tell you. Now, maybe the A1, maybe the metal trigger guard makes a big difference there. Heavy barrel, I know if I do get one, I'll keep this one. I'll fix it, but I shouldn't have to fix it. That being said, if something goes a little wonky and gets jammed in there, and it can happen, a shell goes weird, pushes one of those levers one way or whatever, things can get whacked inside that alloy receiver and take gouges out. Ask me how I know. It's just not what it's cracked up to be. It's the quality to me is not there. And hey, all I can tell you is about the one I have. There may be great guns out there, and I'm sure there's ones that last, but this to me, this gun will never be what they crack it up to be, at least the example I have. So it's not saying, I'm not pounding on you if you have one and you love them and you sleep with it every night and hug it and kiss it and love it. Great. But yeah, I don't know. Not my cup of tea. And I wanted to like that gun a lot. It's like the my Kimber Micro 9. I want to love that gun, and it's my fault. I got to ship it back to Kimber, but when I have to ship a gun back, these two guns would be the first. I've never shipped a gun back to a manufacturer. I either repair it myself or I didn't buy it in the first place because I knew there were problems. And these two got by. The one was very, very expensive. You should not have to mess with $1,000 gun, guys. And then the shotgun, I don't know. I'm resisting the urge to send them in because I keep thinking I'll mess with it one day and figure this thing out. But I got to send that micro back. It's just wrong in so many ways. There is so many malfunctions. It's not just one thing. It does everything a gun could do wrong. It does. From stovepipe, it drops mags out. It's just on and on and on. Don't buy one. Just my advice. Got to get me one of those. What's that, Rockford? You see the AK bullpup AKs Ukrainians are using? Yeah, I did. Brandon Herrera did a video today. I'll have to check it out. I saw him. I didn't know he had one out, so I'll check it out. I still have one 590 left. Haven't shot mine in 10 years. Why not? Because it wasn't what you thought it would be, or what? Or just haven't shot it. Got to get me one of those. Tommy, you really want one of those bullpup? Tell you what, guys, I have one bullpup, and that's the Tavor, the X95, and I love that gun. God, I love that gun. The more I shoot it, the more I love it. Oh, there's a gun I got to get. This an AUG. I want to get an AUG. They're just cool, iconic. I don't know how well they shoot. I heard they're nowhere near as nice as the Tavors, especially the triggers. But I want the one with the built-in scope. Tommy, I got to consult you on that. I'm sure you know all about it and which one to get. I just think that's like the collectible, iconic, cool one. So I want it with that scope. I just think it's so cool. Maybe with the tan stock or black stock. I don't want to do an OD. I'm not saying I'm OD'd out, but you need a balanced collection, and I have so much OD that although I'd love it in OD, God, I got so much. I don't know. I'm really killing myself here. I could do like a Polish gun. I could probably fill 3 slots. And as I think it's iconic and your collection has to have one. And as much as I think the value is going to be on these things, I think those are going to be $6,000 guns real quick. I have to get one. So I could fill 3 slots of this other stuff I've been talking about with just what I'm going to put into this. But the AUG is way easier to convert to left eject. I'm sure it is. They say that X95 is easy to do, but let's say you got the kit laying there. It's a lot of work to switch it all over. But I don't have a use for left ejection, so I don't give 2 shits about that. And barrel swaps, yeah. You can switch calibers though too in the Tavor. I don't know as easy, but right, I believe you can. The ergos on the X95 are better. Yeah, I love that gun. The more I shoot it, the more I love it. I would love to shoot it exclusively enough to get really fast with that gun. And I think it might be hard to go back after you get fast with that rifle. God, it's so compact. You have all the goodness of a full-length barrel rifle, the velocity, everything, with all the ergos of a braced pistol, let's say, in just an all-around better package, Yeah, so handy, so maneuverable, everything. Wait till the grabbers, find out about that and figure that one out. But yeah, and now that X95 trigger, there's upgrades for it. But if you guys only know the original Tavor and how bad that trigger was, what was it, like an 8-9 pound trigger pull? That X95 trigger out of the box, I don't know about you, Tommy, but I don't consider that a bad trigger at all. I consider it a really nice battle weight trigger. The resets, not everything about it's nice. There's nothing I can say bad about that rifle. There really isn't. I love it with that Holosun on it. I love the way I can sling it in all different configurations. I finally went to a foregrip on it. I didn't want to because I didn't want to remove the bottom plate, the bottom rail cover, because I think those rail covers look so cool. But man, is that gun so much handier with a foregrip on it. Wow. So much steadier too. It just, that gun of all guns, by far, a foregrip does more on that gun than any other weapon out there. Tremendous. I love it. I don't know if you put one on. My AX95 has a 512 on it. I got a 512 that I used for that retro look on my Alpha clone, because so many special guys and all were running 512s back in the day. And then I had my 512 on my Vepr 12 shotgun. I liked it on there, but because that gun's so big, heavy, that muzzle brake, it just filled it out with the rest of it all being ridiculously huge. I had that 512 on an M4 forever and ever and ever. That 512 is not a bad sight. Mine's one of the early original ones, and it's still plugging. It's got a few issues here and there. It burns batteries like nuts, but the newer ones are okay, much better than the older ones. But at that point, for another 100, why not go to the newer one? EOTechs are hard to beat. They really are. I kept my X95 trigger stock. I did too. It's fine. I'm really okay with it. I was hitting 18-inch plates at 300 meters with an EOTech. Yeah, those groups you saw shot there, 200, under an inch, was with an EOTech Sunday. Granted, I had a magnifier behind it, but I love my EOTech setup with that magnifier. I wasn't so sure I was going to like it at first, but I really like it now. Plus, it comes with backup standard. Yeah, the backups are a little weird on the X95. They're thin posts that flip up out of the rail, and they stick up like that high, so they'll co-witness with a lot of stuff, but they look a little goofy sticking up there. But it's certainly better than getting 0 sights on a Galil, right? But it is cool. It's just so well thought out. I mean, the Israelis outdid themselves on that thing. It's really cool. You don't need war glove shooting it either. You are correct. It's just a great AUG, not so much really. That's right. The AUG does get hot up front, doesn't it? An AUG is cool. I don't know what the model is they call it with the built-in scope and all that, but I want one. Tommy Tavor SAR first gen had bad trigger. Yes, like 9 pounds, 10 pounds, but X95 trigger pack fits. I put the Geisley makes a nice one in my X95 5.56 and Timney in my 9mm. God, you got a bunch of them, huh? In my Tavor 7 is stock, but has same feel as X95. Yeah, it would be if I was like out of things to buy, I'd probably get an early Tavor, but the IDA or IDS, I'd probably look for one of those. If you get an AUG, don't get the NATO stock version. Why not? What is it? A longer stock, bigger stock? What? EOTechs are great for battery sales. Battery life sucks. Yeah, they do. The AA version, at least, is easier to find. Yeah, but man, that AA version sucks them down. And leave a battery in it and see what happens. I haven't had a battery go bad, as far as leaking in forever and ever. But if I throw one in an EOTech, for sure it's going bad. I don't know what it is. But yeah, they are easier to find. But now the 123s are out there everywhere, so I don't worry about it. We are 2 hours and 20 minutes in. God, now you got me going on AUGs. I promise you, though, let's see, today is the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, Sunday night. I will be the proud owner of an MP5. So we shall see. Hopefully, all is good. Can't wait. Can't wait. Gotta get there. And with that, not even sure if it's gonna be one of those guns that I shoot a whole ton like the Scorpions, but it's one that I just gotta have for whatever. You know what handguard I really like is that thin one that's on the Sentry guns. That super thin. I think it's metal almost. I just think it looks so cool and feels so cool with the little nubs all over it. Um, I don't know if that was a standard MP5 variant or something, but I like it. I don't know. You lose some features like last shot, hold open. Yeah, no big deal on that. IDF version is hard to find. I know I had the line on one when I bought the X95, and I was going to pull the trigger on it, so to speak, but ended up doing the X95. Looking back, but I thought X95s were getting really hard to find, especially that barrel, the shorter barrel length that I got, and the green. I was having a hard time finding that, and I thought, man, I might not be able to get one, so I grabbed that. And you can find them; they're out there. You got to look on Gunbroker though to find them. I'd like a Beretta 12S. Yeah, that'd be cool. VS on MP5. What's VS? You're getting K version, full size. Full size. I put some thought into on my Scorpions. I like my K. I love them both. I really do. But that K is just so damn cool. And I can see the coolness on the K, but for some reason, and maybe I'll get a K sometime. I don't know. But at this point, I think I'll probably only have one. And I think if I'm going to have one, the full size is the iconic one to have, I think. What's your thoughts? What new Scorpion coming out? Man, am I behind the times or what? I'm going to have to look at that. I love Scorpions. I really do. So great to shoot. The configurations I have them set up in are fabulous. I love the gearhead stuff. Gearhead works and just great. Love them, love them, love them, love them. So we'll have to check it out. Anyhow, wish me luck this week with some of this. And I've got to find the 762 by 39 case for this measurement tool, although I may go up to the garage and make one right now, drill it out, thread it. Why not? Same thing, right? I'm sure I can manage that. I've drilled enough 5.56 cases to pull them when they're stuck in my dies. I'm sure I can do one of these. In my opinion, the Tavoris AR handles better. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've never shot one, but the trigger turned me off and all the other stuff. But that IDF edition is super cool. Get the B&T brace. Don't go cheap on me. Is that the only brace? I thought HK made a brace. I would love to get the stocks for it, but then I can't have the stocks here and the gun and not SBR it because you could be considered outside the law having both in your possession and not having SBR'd it. So do I SBR it maybe? Well, I buy at least one of the stocks, either the PDF stock or the fixed stock, the other one. But I can't have it unless I SBR it. So I don't know. But new Scorpion doesn't take old Scorpion mags, really. Get the B&T brace. Is there a relationship between B&T and HK? Is that the brace to have? Does HK make a brace? If I could, I'd want all HK, of course. You like the mags. If you're spending that money, you get all the right original stuff, right? Maybe I will SBR that thing and do a stamp for a can too, because got to have a can. If you're going to have a can on anything, it should be on an MP5, right? So maybe I finally will. B&T makes for, yeah, I know they make it for HK, but HK does not brand it, right? They don't put their name on it, or do they? That will be fixed as new mags come online. Yeah, I have to do a little more study, and I've watched so much stuff on the MP5 and just haven't decided what to do on a brace yet, or SBR it, or what. I don't know. Really hate. I hate the idea of an SBR. Really, I mean, I like the idea, but I don't like not being able to take it out of state, and I travel out of state so much. Yeah, sucks. I don't know what to do. B&T makes parts and suppressors for them. Okay. So they are, I guess my question is, are they endorsed by HK sort of, or does HK put their name on the B&T products? Is it like an official thing, or is it just they're one of those companies that makes really good stuff for them? Like Gearhead Works does for the Scorpion, but yet CZ doesn't consider them as a vendor, or they don't put their name, they don't put CZ on Gearhead Works stuff. Yeah, if you guys are doing anything Scorpion, guys, look at the Gearhead Works braces, brace adapters, safeties. Everything they make is just top notch. And in my opinion, it really makes my Scorpions. It really does. Them and whatchamacallit, HB. Yeah, HB Industries. Nice stuff. Anyhow, that's about it, guys. That's all I got for this week. I was going to try to think what else we did this week that would be interesting to you guys. But it was a lot of 200-yard shooting, 308s, 5.56s, and those bench rest guns. I did do, I had kind of a personal AK day. I thought, I've been messing with so much stuff and just not having fun. So I grabbed my 107 FR and my ZPAP, and what other gun? Oh, my NPAP too. And went out to the range and just had fun running drills and some cool stuff, shooting steel, and had a blast. Ran through, I don't know, 400 or 500 rounds. No filming, no nothing, just a fun day for me. I got to have those once in a while, guys. So it was cool. We did that last Wednesday and had a blast. I will say that SLR 107 with the triangle stock, damn, that gun shot. I was having so much fun with the irons. We shot irons at 200 on it, and I was just plugging them in there like nobody's business. A lot of fun. The brace is just as good, and B&T said they will make a stock adapter to that. What's 520? I must have missed something here. I'm just glad the weather has been nice tomorrow. I need to clean guns too. I've been putting that off. Got a lot of stuff to clean because I got a lot of copper and build up. I just been shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting, and zero cleaning, zero. Especially some AKs and a couple ARs that I've been shooting the piss out of. Got to get that going. Anyhow, guys, man, this one ran long. We're at 2.5 hours, and I said I'm going to do a short one tonight because I just was tired and not feeling it. But that's about all I got. Unless you guys got any other questions or anything. Alan, what was the 525? What were you talking about there? And what's the V24? Real quick, come on, throw me something here. Nice tomorrow. I'm going looking for uppers and taking my dad and looking forward to getting him out shooting again. Yeah, nice weather. Get him out there. Primary Arms had a sale on everything Arrow. Everything Arrow was on sale. You might want to check it out. Uppers seem to be cheap lately, like $70 for a bunch of different brands. B-24 bomber. Yeah, I know where it's from, but should I book a flight? I thought you were talking about something with Russia or something, or Ukraine. They are coming to my area. Okay. Putting a Vepr and Sega in cold storage bags tonight. Why? Why bother? Oil them up real nice, put a sock on them or something, and put them in a safe. You might want to take those out to shoot them. What are you worried about? Are they unfired? And you're putting them away? Don't leave them unfired. Who cares? The end of the day, are you ever going to sell them? Do you really care about the little bit extra it'll bring you? Because you won't enjoy it. You won't see it. You're not in it to sell it and see that come to fruition. Enjoy the damn thing. Back in the no-shoot safe. I don't have anything in a no-shoot safe. I really don't. There's some I lighten up on, I don't take out as often, but I shoot them all. And I'd have no problem running out and grab one of my Veprs and just mag dump 4 mags through it back to back. No problem. Hell, I did a mag dump on my friggin' Bakelite Chinese gun. At the end of the day, I'm the only one that's going to enjoy it. Whoever gets them when I'm done, if it's family, fine, great. They'll still be fine. And if it's not family and my wife or whoever just sells them, who cares? I don't know. I might as well enjoy them. Yep. Things do change quick. You never know, man. So many things have happened to me and friends and family that you one day would never imagine, and the next day, bam, it's right there in your face, and you can't change it, and it's life altering, and you go, why the hell? Guys, don't just live with no regrets. Use what you got. If it makes you happy, get it and use it like you stole it. It doesn't matter. I get it. I like my stuff nice and pristine, and I'll keep it that way, but shooting, it's not going to change that. And if I do get a nick or something, oh well. I mean, do I want it to happen? No, but I'm going to have fun with it. I don't know. Out of rotation. I see. And I understand that. I do that. I've done that with the Veprs for a long time. I haven't pulled those out in, God, I can't even remember. I got to find the right RS Regulate or the Arsenal side mount that works with the Vepr folder. The regular Arsenal side mount won't work with that. And I don't have any way to mount an optic on that side folding Vepr, and I really, really, really want to. and everybody was out of stock forever. Uh, that Arsenal one is the whatever it is, the SM13V for Vepr, and I haven't been able to find one. And the RS Regulate was sold out, and I haven't thought about it in a while, but I got to get my hands on one. If anybody's got a line on one, because I really want to put an optic on that gun. To me, that's the gun I need to. Maybe that's what I need to do. What if I take the Vepr fixed stock and go nuts and buy the Vortex? What's their new bad boy 1x8 in the brown color? That scope. Is it the, what do they call it? Can't remember the name for it. It's a snake name or whatever. That's a nice scope. Put that on that rifle. Wow. That may be the way to go. Yep, at least for accuracy testing, or maybe throw like a variable, maybe up to like 15 power, somewhere in there, scope on there just for this accuracy testing, and really go at it, because those guns are so nice. Oh, God. Very accurate guns. Tommy got a lot of new stuff lately. That's the problem. You buy all this new stuff, you shoot it a little bit, and yeah, the Razor HD, that's the one. That thing that's some serious glass. That's the problem. You go through spurts, right, Tommy? You get all this stuff and you shoot it a little bit, and then you're on to the next one. You shoot that a little bit, on to the next one, and you never get to settle in and make, I don't know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks back to back with that same unit, just really putting it through its paces and accurizing it and doing all the stuff. And then you're on to something else. I need a scar too. God, so many things I was hot on and then jumped off for something else and forgot about them. I told you I was looking for a Belgian gun back when there were still a few around in the box and they weren't completely nuts yet. And had a line on a couple, and one guy flaked on me. And now I'm almost going to just settle for a US gun just to have one. I guess there's probably really no difference other than to say I have a Belgian one, kind of like my FN, my FAO. But yeah, there's so many I just need to play with a lot, like that Spanish set me. I really want to get out and just shoot that thing. And I end up I take too many things to the range on a trip. I need to take 2 guns max and just go enjoy an entire day. Maybe I'll take 1 rifle. I've never done that. Just take 1 rifle to the range. It's not like I don't go often enough. 1 rifle and just go at it, right? Make it perfect and just find out everything there is to find out. They're too spaced out. I got enough that I can do that and do videos forever just on what's here. But it gets boring for you guys. So in a way, the channel is kind of a curse to your personal stuff, because while you get to experience many and all kinds of stuff, you never really get to settle in with something, and go, God, I love this thing, and I just want to shoot it and shoot it and shoot it. So in some ways it's good, in some ways it's bad. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll do a video on a 1 gun day and just bring you guys that and see what it's like. Only shoot the X95 a lot. That's why I know how accurate they actually are compared to others. How often you clean that gun? How many rounds you put through it before you run something down the barrel? I don't know I've done anything to mine other than pop the bolt out the back, wipe it down, throw a little oil on it, throw it back in. I have not cleaned the barrel in it. Then again, it's probably only got a few hundred rounds through it. But yeah, I don't really, it just runs. I don't know. Haven't thought much about it. I have shot both Tavoris AR and X95 many times back to back, and the SAR is slightly more accurate. And the X95 is 1.5 MOA with stock trigger. That's nice. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, but I really, I don't know. Too much. I really want to have an SKS day again. Love doing that too. Want to do a shotgun comparison day. I still haven't gotten to that. So much, so much, so much. But we will see what comes to mind in the morning and we'll go from there. Anyways, I've kept you guys enough and I'm just babbling right now. Joe, I enjoy the show, how you do it. If you want to take a gun out that way, I'll watch gladly. I enjoy the show. That's a double post. Yeah, we'll see. Just something different, you know. Boy, it'll make bringing ammo easier. That's for sure. Yeah, I have done that lately with my Aero Precision, my DMR, that tan rifle. And I haven't brought you guys a video on it, but I've shot that gun a lot lately. It's just so damn accurate, just like that 308. Those two guns, man, they shoot. I couldn't be happier with both of them. I really couldn't. It's just so nice. But yeah, we'll get that. Probably 1,000 rounds to wipe it down. Used to shoot 1,000 a month through different platforms, but never kept track. I don't keep track either. I roughly know, roughly, you know, and that's about it. When I feel like cleaning it, I clean. I'll clean 2 or 3, and I'm about done. After if I do really meticulous jobs, 2 rifles, and I'm done. I don't want to do any more. So I dirty them faster than I clean them. But yeah, that's about it. I will tell you, boy, that 590 kicked the living hell out of me. Wow, that gun hits hard. You get used to running these autos, whether it's the Beretta, the VR80, whatever, and then you go back to a pump gun. Man, holy moly. Yeah, my shoulder felt like it was worn out the next day, like it was dragging. Anyhow, that's about it, guys. That's all I got. Late again. You're late again, Martin. I'm so sorry, man. We've been on 2 hours, 45 minutes, way longer than I wanted to be, and I'd stick around just for you, but I've had it for tonight. I'm sorry. I hope you caught a little bit of it at least. If not, go back through and watch it. You know, no big deal. So what? I'm not live. There's plenty of comments here, and I go through all of them for the most part. So thank you guys for the super chats tonight. I truly appreciate it. It was very nice of all of you. Helps us out more than you know. And I hope you like what we're bringing you. Got a couple videos I can put together tonight. We'll definitely shoot one tomorrow. I've been trying to get at least one a week to you on top of the live stream. Like to do 2 a week. We'll see. And we will go from there. Tommy says, I can email you pics of my MP5 build. B&T front came yesterday. See, I don't want to change it, Tommy. I feel like it just needs to be how it is. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, shoot me. I'd love to see him because it's happening now. I'm doing it. I have to. I've talked too much. I thought about, well, if I did that, I could really pretty much do a scar if I wanted to, but you know, there's a lot of other stuff you can do besides one gun, you know, but this one, I could have done it 100 times, but I just let it drag out. So I'm going to do it, make myself happy, get it behind me, and then I can get on to other stuff. So, because if I don't, I'll be kicking myself forever, and I'm not going to kick myself on this one. Watch they'll be coming in forever, right? I don't know. A lot of that stuff scares me. I definitely want to get a barrel too before those go away. rifle, I think, not pistol. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So much fun, so little time. God, I wish I could retire and just do this all the time. Um, that's why I got one of each to build and then keep a stock. I know I used to do that. Now it's just I look at how much is invested, and you're like, God, how much more are you going to pour in? I get it. You can get it all back. Just think about the job if you wanted to liquidate. Holy shit. Because you'd have to do it individually. You want to see the biggest gains. You don't want to lump it all and have some asshole from Cabela's gun library rob your old lady, right? My worst nightmare, right? My wife sells everything for I pass away and my wife sells everything to Cabela's for what I told her I paid for it. Oh God. Every collector's worst nightmare. But yep, yep. The last one I did that to Tommy was the Vepers. Put them two away and two to shoot. So anywho, that's all I got for you guys. I'm sorry if I wasn't that exciting tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of that reloading stuff and those measuring tools. Even if you don't reload, it teaches you a little bit about, bullet jump and chambers and how things vary and differ and how you can, what makes things more accurate. So at least when you're talking about it, or maybe you get into it later, you've got a little bit of knowledge there to fall back on. So hope you liked it. I didn't mean to bore the crap out of you. Got all the burros. Let me know when you come through Michigan this summer. I can meet you at the range. Are you north, south, east, west? Where you at? Let me know, and I'll tell you if I get that way or not. Because I'll be there pretty soon, actually. I'll watch for your reply here, and we'll go from there. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. When they go this long, I feel like I bore you guys because we're talking about comments here. I don't know. That's all. Oh, Macomb County. Yeah, that's right. We talked about that. And it was not the county I went to school in. That's it's late, guys. I'm tired. But yeah, I mistook it for the county where Big Rapids was, and it's not that. Lake St. Clair. I told you I knew a guy that owned a marina there, right? Dated his daughter for a long time when I lived in Birmingham. Anyhow, that's all I got. So thanks for coming. Check out any videos we dropped this week. We'll get you some good stuff out there. If I don't get you a video, I want to bring you a video on this Arrow precision gun, at least maybe talking about it. If I got a little range footage I can find, I'll throw that in. But it's been such a great gun, and I think we'll do a little check-in on that 308 rifle, just to let you guys know and reiterate what I told you here about it. They've just been, man, for, you look at Arrow as like an entry-level gun. I've told you guys from the get-go, I don't consider them that because they just work so good. And with the right barrel choice and bolt carrier and all, they are just fabulous guns. I don't know how they get any more accurate than these. I really don't. And it's not like crazy money was spent, just decent money. It's hard to go wrong, really hard to go wrong. I'm not a fanboy. It's just they make certain little features I like, and not one of them has failed me. And you'd think between all of them, I don't even know how many, something would have went wrong or been out of spec or nothing. Just amazing. I'll put them up with just about anybody out there. I really will. And it comes down to how well you or whoever else builds it. You follow the book, you do the right things, quality parts and internals, and put it together right. Take your time. match things properly, and that's the biggest thing. Do your research and match things properly, and you'll end up with a more accurate rifle than you can buy out of the box most times. Just good stuff, and you put it together for 2/3, maybe less, than you would another top end gun, and they're right there. So that's all I got to say about that. So thanks again, guys. Hey, we don't talk about it enough here, but uphold the Second Amendment. Stand your ground when talking about it. When you hear someone talking from the other side, speak up, speak your mind, offer a few counterpoints, be intelligent about it, do your research, understand it, because you can do more damage than good if you don't know. But make sure you, either way, speak your mind, bring someone new into the fold, bring them into the sport, take them out shooting. That's the only way this whole thing keeps going and survive. Recommend this. Have people join us here every week. Have them check out the videos. Spend some money on them. Take them to the range on you. Fold. Young people are all we have, guys. And unfortunately, the good ones can go away too soon. Yeah, bring them in. Speak your mind. Don't be afraid to stand up. We have to. It's the last hurrah. I promise you that. It's sickening what we see out there today. Put some thought into what I said about this little conflict going on too. See when you're watching it, just ask yourself, does this make sense what they're doing, what's going on? Ask yourself that question. And we'll talk about it next week. So until then, guys, thank you from Rockford Ordnance. Thank you from Mrs. Rock. This week, I promise your parts are going out to you. Promise, promise, promise. I know I said that last week and I feel like an absolute heel. But yeah, stuff's going up. Thanks again. Have a great evening. And as always, Rockford Ordnance out. Love you guys. Thanks for everything.